Another work week. Happy Friday. Heidi Glaus here, out of the studio, broadcasting live from Indianapolis, Indiana, in the RV. Marcia right now is on the sofa sleeping, so if you hear a little snore every once in a while,
Well,
that's what that is.
I thought that was a
Guys.
chainsaw.
I know, right?
I can't believe I'm 44 years old. I always thought this was an older person thing. Maybe I'm old now.
No.
No.
But
You're getting up
how
there.
many times have I woken myself up
Right.
by snoring?
Yep.
And then Finn came in the other day, 5.5 years old, came in crying. I guess he had a bad dream. I sat up in bed. I go, huh, what? And my wife pushes my head and she said, lay back down.
Yeah. Everything's great. Well, Bob and Josh are back in the studio. We're actually going to a Fever game not only tonight, but tomorrow night. And it just so happens that it coincides with my sister and brother in law moving my niece into her dorm at Butler. So I'm doing the best I can not to get into everybody's business over there and let them be their own little core family. But I have to send a text every once in a while. I go, can I get a picture of the dorm room? Is everything going okay? I'm being that aunt, but I'm trying really
That's
hard
good stuff. You should
not to be.
No, you're very interested. You care about her, and I think that's good. And I think you're doing it right, not to impose yourself, but be
Yeah.
there for them when they need you.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing though that is really challenging. So, I have a friend who's the GM at the Fever, and yesterday she's like, "Hey, meet at 6:30 before the game," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'll be there." And then all of a sudden, about 45 minutes later, I'm like, "No, I'll still be on the air because of the time difference."
Oh wow!
Oh, yeah. Indy doesn't seem like it should be.
No, I'm on right now. It's 4:12 here in Indianapolis, and so we're like, okay. We'll get done. The game tips off at 7:30. We have an Uber coming right at 6:00. Our time.
Yeah.
7:00 here, and we'll scoot over to Gamebridge.
And there's a lot of talk about daylight saving. I've got a story that said apparently we tried this one time and it didn't work very well. And then there's another story that says, well, standard time's the better. So it's like, we'll never get this because half the country wants this time and half the country wants that. But maybe Indiana's got it right. Because don't they have multiple time zones? Like my friend went to Purdue, and he said he'd drive through Illinois. Time would change as soon as he crossed the border, and then it would switch back when he got to West Lafayette. He said,
But
he
how
drove
do you
through.
arrive anywhere on time?
How did they do the trains back in the day?
Yeah, that's crazy to
In fact,
me.
I believe time zones were created because of train travel.
Oh, is that right?
Well, let's go with that for now.
Okay. We'll let Josh do a little Googling.
We'll do. I'll do some Googling. But speaking of moving into college, I guess it seems a little early to me.
Well, she's playing soccer.
Athletes.
Okay,
Athletes go early. And
girl that lives in Newtown, she's playing for Eastern Illinois. She went back. Or she went to school. But on the yard sale on Saturday morning, 7 to 9 a.m., Walter Knoll sponsors it. Title sponsor, only sponsor. Thank Walter Knoll. WKF.com. Okay.
get flowers from Walter Knoll. They last forever and they're beautiful.
And there's more than just flowers, gifts too.
That's true.
Anyway, people will sell dorm fridges. And it brought this up. I think now, and even back when I was in school 20 years ago, some of the suites had like 3 people and then a common room with a full-size fridge.
Yes.
What?
You don't even need a dorm fridge is almost obsolete.
Last year, 4 guys in Brendan's apartment, they had the big, really nice, big fridge and 4 mini fridges.
Oh,
No.
come on.
Because
Those
everybody
were
had
just for beer.
Yeah, they had all their own, and so they, as Heidi points out, they found many uses.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I'm thinking of my little dorm room at Schurz at Mizzou freshman year, and I'm thinking, where could I put the full-size fridge?
Well, my fridge in my dorm was the Pepsi
was
machine.
the Pepsi
It
machine.
may
So
or may not have
cool.
had long necks. In it.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, parents and grandparents out there, they're doing the same thing Heidi's sister's doing. They're moving kids back to college. What do dorms look like now? Because, I can't, they've torn down half the dorms at Mizzou when I was there, and like I said, I graduated 2005.
The newer ones are nicer, but I think the big business are the student apartments.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And you pay the school to live in them. The school still owns them.
No. Well, that might be.
Are we
part
talking
of it.
Off-campus housing?
But attached, sort of. Adjacent.
Yeah.
And
Well, I will say my nephew, who is at Purdue, as you just mentioned, your friend was, his freshman year before he moved into the frat house, it was, it looked like you were in 1970.
Yeah,
The
cinder
dorm
block.
room, yes, it had not changed at all. I'll
Same with-
report back in Monday of
Same
what
with my
Butler's looks like.
Same with my Brendan at Arkansas. But there are some of the dorms, the newer ones, they update them as they go. But many schools still have the old traditional cinder block walls.
Yeah, that's what we had.
Common shower room, stuff like that.
Yeah, I had to get the silly putty to hang up my posters
Yeah.
that I bought at the poster sale first week of school. But what about AC? We didn't have AC insurance. And they said if you had a doctor's note, you could bring a unit and plug it in. But I would imagine these days, with the price that everybody's paying for college and room and board, I would
want
have to
AC.
I would have to think that the school would buck up and just put AC units in for everybody, right?
Yeah.
Are there still college kids that don't have AC? 84126 on the Walter Knoll text line.
Probably up north. Like, are they all AC in, say, Madison, Wisconsin?
Oh,
Or St. Paul? I don't know.
It's very interesting. Let me tell you what we have coming up today, and then we'll get back into talking dorm rooms. But first up, I'm really excited about this. I mean, people love trains, and there is so much history behind the Big Boy. And Maureen Halber, General Director, Executive Services for Union Pacific Railroad, has put together this tour of Big Boy, and Big Boy is coming to town. She's going to join us, give us a little history, tell us how you can see it this weekend. It's going to be really cool. Then in the 4 o'clock, of course, as we do on Friday, Mike Ward will join us, and we're talking wines. And I got to say, I'm in the wine aisle a lot. No need for any of you to say anything. I don't know anything about this wine that we're going to talk about. And I started to do like a little Google, and I'm like, oh, they've got a Syrah. Ooh. I'm like, how do I not know this? So Mike is going to introduce us to a new premium wine. We'll also talk a little sports with Brendan Weesey. You've got the World Cup final. It's going to be exciting. And I guess we also have would it be the second loser? Because you have the first loser that is because they actually play a third place game, right?
Consolation game, yeah.
Yeah. Then in the 5 o'clock, we'll talk to senior congressional correspondent for News Nation, Joe Khalil. And you heard President Trump talk a lot last night about the Save America Act. Well, what exactly is that? What's in it? And does it have a chance to pass before the midterms? We got some entertainment news, and then we'll wrap this show up with some randoms.
All right. I got a map of Indiana, and if you can imagine, the state of Indiana is kind of like a up and down rectangle, but it's got a tail at the bottom that eats into Illinois. That tail, halfway through the bottom of the state, is central.
Yep.
And then the rest is eastern, but up by Gary, there's like 6 counties up by Gary, Indiana. That's central, which kind of makes sense because
of Chicago
it's
business.
a Chicago suburb.
Yeah.
Well, what's so interesting, and I had a friend who grew up kind of in that Illinois area, and her mom worked on the other side. So she lived in one time zone and worked in another, which I think would be so hard to wrap your mind
You'd
around.
kind of have to
Time
wear.
is it? Don't ask.
You'd have to wear 2 watches. You think?
Oh my gosh.
But that would be what Gary is if they didn't make that part central time zone. Because
Gary and Hammond and a few others.
is it Mark Matthews? Did I get that right? He fills in for McGraw, Channel 5. He grew up in Hammond, and his dad worked in downtown Chicago. So when they talk about the Bears moving to Hammond, I pulled the map out.
It's a suburb.
And
it's like going to Wentzville.
I mean, it's like 12 miles into Indiana, if even that. It might be like 4 miles into Indiana, but it would be so weird to work in Chicago, drive 20 minutes home, and now you're in a new time zone. Yeah. That would be so weird.
That is the same as somebody, like you said, living in Wentzville and coming into the city, and it's a different time zone.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, if your commute was a little longer, Or you just happen to
Yeah.
work in Jasper County, but you live in Pulaski. I've got the map pulled up.
Okay, I was wondering if you were just dropping knowledge
Mr.
on
Indiana.
everybody.
I've got the map pulled up.
Well,
Over on the text line, 84126, just got back from Missouri State orientation this week. All fridges and microwaves provided.
what?
Rooms and suites look exactly the same as 1988, but very, very worn. Oh,
Okay.
but at least they have, they
Yeah.
provided the
And then if you-
fridges.
and then if you have an odyssey, like so many students have now, Heidi, you alluded to it with your nephew moving into the frat house. So, dorm at Arkansas, frat house, the animal house gets shut down.
Oh.
Middle of the year, you got to find a place. Found a place. Then that's sophomore year. Last year, lived in a really nice place. But no, we got to go to another place for senior year. So it's a bit of an odyssey.
It's interesting. I will tell you, since you just mentioned the animal house, last year we went to visit my nephew, and I don't think Marsha had ever been in a frat house. She refused to sit down on any of the
Well, that's smart.
communal furniture.
I don't
That's
blame her.
smart.
I don't blame her. I thought it was so interesting. I got rushed. Do they call
Yeah.
it rush? But for the guys too.
Yeah, it's still rush.
The SAE house down at Mizzou, they might have been kicked off campus by this point. Who knows? A lot of turnover. But they're showing me this place in July or August, and nobody's there but a couple of people that maybe lived there over the summer. The place is a mess.
Oh,
It's
so
a
gross.
and we walk in. Oh, this is the room, and here's the shower. Don't mind the mess. Once we moved out, and you just kind of trashed the place. But all the pledges come in and clean up before we move back in.
That's part of the deal.
And then I
Yeah,
kind of
and-
look around, and I look down at myself, and that would be me. So, no, thanks.
Yeah.
I'll stick with the
Not into
dorms.
the cleaning.
By the look of your desk, we knew where that was going to go because you're not going to clean much.
I've got trouble with my own mess. I don't need to be
Yeah.
cleaning up someone else's.
Anybody else's. That's true. Bob, what's going on with your family?
Well, it was the story broke today with Frank and Jill, and this is just me being a proud dad. TLC is debuting a new reality series on Sunday, August 9th, so just a few weeks away.
Yeah.
And shot in the St. Louis region, if you will.
What's it about?
Well, I don't
funny
really
you should
know what
ask.
it's about. It's the title is Double Lives of Suburban Wives. And I bring it
Oh.
up. I'm not a reality TV guy because we all know it's not really reality.
No.
And I just don't like that. But we do know, you know how in these kinds of shows they have tons of interview segments.
Yes.
Where one of
The confessional. Is
Yeah.
I think what
Oh,
they call it.
yeah.
Well, my daughter Lucy Ramsey did makeup for the show for all the interview sessions.
How cool is that?
She's been working on it for about a month.
And you had to keep quiet?
Well, she wouldn't tell us. She
You
wouldn't.
didn't even know.
No, I didn't even know. And then, but I did get a hint because at one point I said, "Hey, I'm a media guy. I got my SAG card. I want to be on the show." She goes, "No, you don't."
Oh.
So all I'm going to do is watch for the credits and be a
Yeah.
proud dad.
We have the pause button ready because
Yeah.
they go fast. Oh, and what the worst these days is they'll roll the credits and
Super
then,
speed.
and they'll
In
do
a
it
little
super
box.
speed, and then they'll move it to a little box, and then they'll preview what's coming next in the big box. So you're gonna need a magnifying glass too.
It'll be a challenge, but I'm really excited for her to be on a network show working makeup.
Yeah, that is so excited and probably just the first step to so many other
Yes.
things. Hey, we just
By
got a
the way,
text.
Heidi, let me interrupt real
Yeah.
quick. She is available for weddings and bar mitzvahs.
Oh, very, very well done, Dad.
That's
Good job.
My sister-in-law does hair and makeup for weddings, and she
It's a
almost
big business.
she almost makes her whole week just
Yeah.
on Saturdays.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? We just got a text from our friend Joyce, and we were talking about daylight savings time. And this says airline group opposes year-round daylight savings time. Delta, American, Southwest, United said this week that any change to the country's daylight savings time observances would have considerable implications that the country's biggest airlines would need time to navigate and reconcile.
But
which
they switch all the time now. Hey, airlines, give me a little more leg room. Let's do that first.
Yeah. I do have a story about airline. By the way, airlines, the modern day trains, right?
yes.
And you would think that it would just be a one-time switch. For oh my gosh, we got all this stuff to. It would only be one time, and then you'll never have to switch again. Then you're good. And not to mention the fact that Arizona doesn't switch at all, and so now instead of, let's just
do it and move
do
on.
it and be done with it. I asked Bob back in the green room before we started. I saw a story.
The green room.
Yeah.
Is that what we're calling our office?
We painted when you left. While you've been gone.
What did we have a ping pong table or anything fun, or is it just...
No, just green paint.
Okay.
Here's the reason why you have to put your seat up when you take off and land.
Okay.
And I asked Bob. Bob travels more than anybody on airlines.
It took me a minute, but I got it.
He did get it. He did get it. But it's your tray table, it's your seat, and they put that ding and all that stuff. Do you have any idea, Heidi, why you have to put your seat up and your tray table up?
The tray table, I just guess, I thought that if something would happen, would you go into the tray table and it's more dangerous?
Okay, so we're kinda. You're on the right track.
Close. Okay.
Takeoffs and landings, two most precarious times in every flight. And they say if something were to happen and we needed to evacuate the plane immediately,
you need to have the trays out of the way.
Trays out of the way.
Yeah.
You had all your chairs up just in case something were to happen. Mm-hmm. And I told Bob, I said, the last time I was on a plane, I was taking a bit of advantage of the system.
Oh, you.
Finn was watching his iPad on the tray table. The gal came by and tray table's up. I go, oh, okay. And I was just, well, we got a little bit of time. And then she came back by and she goes, tapped on the seat.
Tray table's
up. And I go, oh, yeah, gotcha.
And you still didn't do it?
I told Bob I was in a mood, it was a long...
Oh, we've seen the moods, Heidi,
yeah,
haven't we?
we know the mood.
And then she came back by and stops and looks at me and gives me that look. And I sheepishly moved the iPad and put the thing and, raised my chair up. Sorry about that. Sorry. So now that I know why...
You're that guy.
Oh, yeah.
That day.
Ruin it for everybody.
That day.
Yeah,
well... That day. So now that I know the reason why, I will abide by the rules on the first go-around.
So you think people just make rules for no reason whatsoever?
Sure.
Well, turn your phone on airplane mode. What does that do? What's that doing?
Yeah. They didn't check with you at all.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
And Jill just texted me, Mark Maxwell. Did I say Mark Maxwell? I thought I said. Maybe I said Mark Matthews.
You did say Matthews.
Yeah, I'm having one of those days.
You're having one of those moments.
Greatest reporter on Channel 5 and great fill-in here at the Big 550.
That is true. You mentioned that airplanes are kind of the new trains. And I would say that windows are the same as they were so many years ago, but really they're not. Now you have triple pane windows. You have the insulation is completely different. I mean, the energy efficiency of windows these days, and I can say this because we live in a house built in the 1800s. The windows are not what they used to be. They are so much better. And if you want to replace your windows, now is a great time because Window Depot USA of St. Louis has a great way that they are celebrating America's 250th birthday. The way Window Depot is celebrating is by offering you $250 off each window and door with a qualifying purchase. Window Depot lives by one simple principle, and that is do what's right. They treat every single customer. Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter if you're a first-time customer or you've been back 10 times because you slowly replaced windows. They treat every customer as they want their mom to be treated. And I just think that is the way every company should do business. So they do a couple of things really well. One thing that you can really appreciate about Window Depot is they have the buying power, like it's national because it's kind of this bigger umbrella, but they have local service. So you can get that triple pane at double pane pricing, and you have that local service that you know that you can trust. So if you are in need of windows, or you're going to need windows in the next year, now's a great time to call Window Depot at 636 939 4800. That's 636 939 4800. You can also find them online at windowdepotstl.com.
All right, over on the text line, 84126. Join us today and every day. We love to have you be the fourth member of the show. Somebody said, I'm a former flight attendant. Any rule in our manual is there because of things they've learned in accidents.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
So my apologies to the texter. My apologies to everyone else on the plane. Frankly, my apologies to everyone.
That's probably a good standard. And even the airplane mode, it's so it doesn't mess up signals. I think that it's, easier these days with all of the satellites and different things with your phone. But I mean, they put it on airplane mode to make sure. I mean, look, there's been plenty of close calls in the air. I don't want to be the reason for that.
Yeah.
My phone is on airplane mode.
I switched to airplane mode now because most of the time you get free Wi-Fi anyway, and most things that you need to do, you can do on Wi-Fi. And then finally, before traffic, our friend Susan texted in, and she said, we were in New Buffalo, Michigan last month, and we were so close to the time change line that at times our phones and other devices would just switch back and forth because it didn't know exactly where we were. That would be weird and frustrating.
Very. All right, it's already 3:32 on this Friday. Captain Paul, how's traffic?
Not too bad, Heidi. An accident on 70 West at Cave Springs has been cleared with residual congestion back to Zumbel. 64 West bogs down in Lake St. Louis from Prospect to I-70. 64 East is jammed between Illinois 157 and 159. 5570 West slow between 255 and Illinois 111. And 5570 East also running slow from 64 to Illinois 111. This traffic report is brought to you by Westport Plaza. Don't miss the Westport Plaza Family Movie Night tonight for a free showing of the Disney classic Cars, face painting, concessions, stage show, and then the movie. The first 75 people to bring an unwrapped toy for families in need get a free Disney on Ice ticket. That's the free Family Movie Night tonight, presented by Royal Banks of Missouri. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
I'm Jeff Zufall, Senior Tax Strategist and Wealth Advisor with Capital Advisory Group. Now, more than ever, having a tax strategy to protect and grow your wealth is an absolute must. Every Saturday, Josh Gilbert and I will discuss how you can keep what's yours, because the most important part of your wealth plan is your tax plan. That's Keep What's Yours this Saturday afternoon.
Capital Advisory Group presents Keep What's Yours with Jeff Zufall and Josh Gilbert this Saturday afternoon at 3 on the Big 550 KTRS.
All July long, we're making room for new inventory with special blowout pricing on select new 2026 RVs. Don't miss this once-in-a-decade opportunity to save on travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and motorhomes. We may never see pricing this low again. Shop our huge selection and remember, at Byerly RV, the price you see is the price you pay with no additional dealer fees. Don't miss the 2026 model year blowout going on all month long at Byerly RV in Eureka.
When you pay for tree work, you want to be sure you're getting the most for your hard-earned money. That's why you should always use the ISA certified arborist at River City Tree Service in Baldwin, Missouri. Hi, I'm Steve with River City Tree Service, and we've been the go-to tree service since 2008. Tree removal, tree trimming, storm damage, deadwood removal, stump grinding, and more. Give River City Tree Service a call for all your tree service needs at 314-270-8071. That's 314-270-8071. River City Tree Service.
Looking for your next favorite place? Head to Big Chief's Roadhouse on historic Route 66 in Wildwood. Relax on the beautiful patio, discover the hidden speakeasy, and enjoy fresh garden-to-table flavors straight from Big Chief's own gardens. Whether it's lunch, dinner, or drinks with friends, there's something for everyone. Visit BigChiefSTL.com, call 636-458-3200, or stop by today and experience one of Route 66 true dining destinations at Big Chief Roadhouse on Route 66.
Many people know Rankin Jordan Pediatric Bridge Hospital for their inpatient services. but it's the outpatient therapy program that is helping children thrive in our St. Louis community. Specializing in care for children with complex medical needs, Rankin Jordan offers physical, occupational, speech, and aquatic therapy in a welcoming, fun environment. Talk to your doctor if you're interested in therapy at Rankin Jordan. Visit rankinjordan.org to learn more.
John Beal Roofing has been proudly serving homeowners and businesses in the St. Louis metro area on both sides of the river in Missouri and Illinois for over 3 generations. A dependable roof begins with a team you can count on, and that's exactly what you get with John Beal Roofing. Recognized as one of Roofing Contractor Magazine's top 100 roofing companies, John Beal Roofing offers 24/7 emergency service and industry-leading warranties, including a lifetime workmanship warranty for total peace of mind. From upgrading an aging roof or completing a full replacement, the team at John Beal Roofing delivers solutions that are built to code, built to last, and handled with expert care. John Beal also responds quickly with reliable storm damage services backed by decades of experience and 24/7 emergency support. Get started today for expert service and a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 1-800-NEW-ROOF. That's 1-800-NEW-ROOF.
Got gold? Get green at Jewels on Hampton. Jewels on Hampton pays the most for your precious metals, jewelry, gems, currency, antiques, and collectibles. Jewels on Hampton buys precious and semi-precious gems and stones, scrap gold, and sterling silver. Jewels on Hampton buys and sells paper money, wristwatches, and pocket watches. They even take pianos and cars. To sum up, bring your gold chains, bracelets, rings, coins, dental gold, and more to Jewels on Hampton, 4506 Hampton Avenue in St. Louis. And get green. Online at jewelsonhampton.com.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
Union Pacific's Big Boy will pull into St. Louis Sunday. Maureen Halber, General Director of Executive Services for Union Pacific Railroad, put this historic coast-to-coast tour together, and she's joined us with everything we need to know. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having us. This is wonderful. We love talking about the Big Boy, and we love bringing it to St. Louis.
So, Maureen, let's start with a little history. When were the Big Boy locomotives built and why?
Okay, so the locomotives were originally built. There was 25 of them. They were built in New York, and they were built to haul coal up the mountains, right, of Utah. So that's the original vision there, and they were the state of the art at the time that they were built. And we have the 14th one, right, 4014. So they are powerful, huge, and really can haul a lot of freight.
And so how much bigger are these locomotives than what we're used to seeing?
Okay, essentially, you can get about 3 regular locomotives to the Big Boy, right?
Oh,
or the
wow.
Big Boy itself is oh, yes, exactly. The Big Boy is half the size of a 747. It is massive.
So did it fit through existing tunnels? Did it fit on existing
Bridges?
track?
It did. Right. The track size has never changed, so they definitely were able to put it through the tracks, no problem. You're right on the mountains. They going over the mountains was no problem there as far as going over. Through the tunnels, you might have had that. They might have had to have a few adjustments there, but out west versus east, it's all clear roads. So, rails, as we say.
And this was a specialized train for special duty, or was this just rolling around all the track in the country?
No, it was built in order to haul the coal, so up the mountains, right, and the elevation and to get up that kind of elevation. So you had to have the power behind it, because just think of those going up, basically the size of the mountains that they had. So they were put into use in that fashion, but they were also used to haul war during the World War II, to haul military. So it was built for, yes. Sorry?
And then I was reading somewhere that it's so big, so massive, that obviously when you've got a train and you got the cars, they kind of independently swivel. The engine itself has a built-in swivel when it went around corners, because otherwise it'd be too long.
Correct. It's articulated. The front of it is articulated. So as you go around a corner, the front will shift right or left depending on which direction you're going. And so that wheelbase will move in order to be pivotable around those corners.
So cool. Maureen, you put this together, this entire tour in honor of America's 250th anniversary, and the vital role railroads have played. Where would our country be without railroads?
So I'm biased, I will say, working from a railroad, but the amount of freight that railroads haul and then certainly take off the highways and things. America was built off of, you look at all the highways almost parallel all of the railroads.
Mm-hmm.
So the railroads were out there before any interstate system, right? So essentially getting through the mountains or tunnels through there, they were surveying, and that's why they surveyed that, right? To get through the mountains and to get through the plains and to connect coast to coast. And that's one of the reasons that we were so thrilled to say, as we're celebrating America's 250, what could we do, right? We reached into our heritage and said the best thing that we could bring forward as Union Pacific is to bring our heritage to life. And that heritage is through our bringing out our steam engine and that bringing it to communities. And I just have to say that it has been overwhelmingly enjoyed by those communities.
Maureen, we're all big train fans here. I travel a lot in the winter, and whenever I can have a leg of my journey via train, I don't hesitate. It really is my first choice. But talking about the big boy, talk about its functionality, and did that wane as time went on, and how did we get to where we are today?
Yeah, so just like, many things, that was the highest technology at the time when it was built. It was built to haul large freight. So then what happened from an evolution perspective is that you had diesels coming in, right? And you could put more diesels. You have a few diesels together to haul it. So it's the efficiency because as we know, when we go out on the road, we have 6 individuals that work for Union Pacific on a full time that manage that steam, right? They operate the steam, they rebuilt the engine and all of that. We have to supplement it with an additional 5 individuals. So it takes a lot of resources in order to just bring it along. And also, the one thing that has gone away is the water, right? So there used to be water stations as you did the whole steam. So So the amount of technology change, as far as the water, and you used to see a lot of apparatuses there in order for us to go town to town to get water, and we have to take on water every night when it's on the road. So from doing that, it's just from a manpower and efficiency perspective, it is wonderful to take on tour, but probably not something you want to run your business with.
And I when you say that about the water, I never even realized it.
I didn't either.
You always see a big wooden water tower next to a train station.
In the Westerns.
In the Westerns, exactly. All right. I got so many questions, but I'm going to go with this one next. I'm looking at a picture of Big Boy right now. It's really long. Yeah. You see the conductor there at the back. What's in the belly of this thing?
Okay, so you have the big boy, and then you have the tender behind the big boy, right?
Yeah.
And the tender historically was full of coal, right? So we converted that, and now if you look closely at the tender, there are some rivets that are actually, I would say they go side to side, not straight, but they're going angular. So in there is 2 kind of what I'll call bladders, and one is for water and one is for your oil in there. So instead of having to shovel coal, which is not appropriate anymore, the team converted it to oil. And it's basically like a motor oil or like a cooking oil. So it's not a diesel or anything like that. Yes, so that's what happens. But in the engine itself, you got the firebox, right? So essentially, you're burning the oil in order to make your heat to steam it and get the pistons moving. It's kind of
it is so fascinating. We're talking to Maureen
Yes,
Halbert,
yes.
General Director of Executive Services for Union Pacific Railroad. She put a historic coast-to-coast tour of Big Boy together, and Big Boy is going to be in St. Louis on Sunday. Maureen, what kind of reactions do you see when Big Boy pulls in?
Okay, so I just have to say, so the first thing you see is if you were trackside to us, we'd ask you to be 25 feet back, of course, from a safety perspective. But if you're trackside, the first thing you're going to see is not see it. You're going to hear it. You hear the iconic whistle, right? You hear the thing coming at you. And so everybody knows a mile away, here's this thing is coming. And everybody's starting to get excited. And then, because this is why they came, right? And then the first thing you do is visually see it, right? This massive machine coming this way, the lights there, the steam coming from the top or the sides, and you're then getting excited. Then it whips by you at probably a good 40 miles an hour, and you feel it. I mean, you feel it through your entire body as you just see this thing, and it's like, think of a whole steed of horses running by you at the same time. You just feel it through the whole thing, like the whole base coming from you. So it is cool. That's what people love to see, and they are so happy, and they're waving along the ways. We've had millions of people out from different communities, flags flying and all of that. So what we hope to accomplish with the 250 tour is more than we've been so grateful for communities to embrace us.
So I just pulled up a picture of the cross section of Big Boy, and this helps a lot. The boiler, the tubes, the firebox. This is making a lot more sense, just like you said. But we all know that back in the 1800s that the train lines were owned by different people. This line was owned by this guy, and this line was owned by that guy. And then somebody started gobbling up railroads, and then out west. That's a whole nother story. But what is the history of Union Pacific, and what is the current status of rail these days when it comes to freight?
Well, okay, so the status of Union Pacific is that we actually have owned our lines. We've merged with a few other railroads along the way to make the rail system we have now. But our Union Pacific has been around for over 260 years, right? That brand, Union Pacific. So, yes, so we have owned those core rail lines since that time. And so currently, we are in negotiations to merge with our Norfolk Southern, which will take us east. Right now, we basically, if you look at it, stop here in St. Louis, right? So we don't go any further east than St. Louis, and we kind of go down that whole Missouri corridor. So we're looking to expand over to the East Coast so that we can take freight coast to coast in a very efficient way. Freight in general is growing exponentially, right? And so there's always room for that expansion, right? Everybody's ordering things, everybody's using items. So anything you were probably wearing, driving, or living in, a portion of it came from rail.
Wow, that is fascinating too. Maureen, when did you fall in love with trains and the railroad?
Well, I have to say, I didn't know what I was getting into. Let me put it that way when I first got the job. So, and I have been in this business for 40 years, believe it or not, at the same company. Just turned 40 years anniversary this May.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. And I still don't know. There's just only I have so much more to learn from this. They're so complex. I mean, you think, steel wheels, steel rail, it's not that complex. The technology and the AI we're using and the, just tracking freight and all of that, it's ever growing. And to be a company in this business for that long, you have to change, right? So you can see we had our steam engine, but now we've changed into our locomotives, and now we're growing exponentially in other areas from a technology perspective. So efficiencies, effectiveness, to deliver the freight.
Yeah. And Maureen, we do a kind of a swap shop show on Saturday mornings, and the model train people, they'll call in and they know each other, and they're kind of in their own space. I imagine that they're the exact same as the real train people. Train people are wild.
Passionate, Josh.
Yes. Yes.
we are passionate. That's what I said. I have my biases. I look at going down an interstate, and I'm like, we could take most of that freight and put it on rail,
Yep.
and let. Yep, exactly from that perspective. But it's the whole transportation. It really, I have to say, probably is kind of behind the scenes, right? It was behind the scenes. And then when COVID hit, transportation and the whole logistics just exploded. People really liked us, right? They took off. They wanted to know, I want to get my package there. Can you get it faster? I really want to know. So it became very well known at that point. But again, it is a very complex business, and we enjoy doing it. And the trains and the different types and bringing it out to communities like this is really also what we're finding is bringing the big boy out to communities. You see the children with the grandparents, right? And they're being able to, somebody knows somebody who's in the industry or was in the industry, and it's such a huge industry in itself, and it's sharing those kind of stories and bonding those families. And so it's wonderful. The people are coming out and saying, I saw an engine way back when, and now I wanted to bring my kids.
Yeah.
So it's neat.
Maureen, Heidi just took a trip out west in her RV, and she went to Seattle, and she went that northern route. And Bob always likes to travel to Colorado. My question was, are the mountains up north smaller, easier to pass? That's what Big Boy was made for, is crossing those mountains. Are they smaller than the Rockies in Colorado?
The elevation of them are steeper. So
Steeper.
from that perspective. Yeah. So yeah. And that's what they had to, so you think of all that tonnage of freight going there. Right.
Yeah. And Maureen, you mentioned that 25 Big Boys were built. How many remain?
There's only one that is operational. There is probably about 12 that are in various museums or out on display.
Got it. Well, you can see Big Boy number 4014 Sunday from 9 to 3 at Union Station. And then, Maureen, you guys will be passing through a lot of places around. I know Pacific, you're going to pass through July 20th, Herman, July 20th, California, July 21st. Am I missing anything?
No, you pretty well have it. And then, we will be on our way to Kansas City, and then we'll be displaying there. So, yes.
And then when
it would be wonderful.
When it stopped at Union Station it's there for a couple hours. You have plenty of time to go see it. How close can we get?
So you will be able to get, it's probably about 12 feet from the engine, directly from the engine. So you're very close to it.
Wow. Well, Maureen, again, thank you for putting together this historic tour. It's so fantastic. It's a little bit of history and a lot of innovation. We really appreciate it. Safe travels.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Well, it's about 7 minutes before 4 o'clock. Captain Paul, how's traffic on the roadways?
Well, the main problem right now is a vehicle fire on 70 West at 141, blocking the two right lanes with a stop and go back up to 270. 64 West is stop and go from Prospect to I-70. 70 West slow between Route A and Lake St. Louis and Route TW in Forestel. 64 East is jammed between Illinois 157 and 159, and 5570 West slow between 255 and Illinois 111. This traffic report is brought to you by Westport Plaza. Don't miss the Westport Plaza Family Movie Night tonight for a free showing of the Disney classic Cars, face painting, concessions, stage show, and then the movie. The first 75 people to bring an unwrapped toy for families in need get a free Disney on Ice ticket. That's the free Family Movie Night tonight, presented by Royal Banks of Missouri. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Gosh, talking about trains makes me hungry. Don't ask me why.
Pardon me?
Don't ask me why. You don't want to know. But when I start to get that hankering and my stomach starts growling, I go to the fridge. Here's the problem. I went there the other night. Finn said he wanted pizza. Open up the fridge. All I had is pepperoni, peppercini, 2 of them, and a hot chicken. I got to go back and restock because he's a pepperoni guy. He's a cheese guy. He's even getting into the sausage a little bit. But I was all out. I had plenty for me, but now I got to restock for Finn. I say keep at least 6 on hand, maybe 8. You know what? They have 12.
Do a dozen.
They have 12 different flavors.
There you go.
Just get 12 of them, maybe one of each variety, and always have something on hand for every occasion and every eater in the house. It's Dogtown Pizza. You know the name, you know the flavors, you know the taste, and you know where to find them. Every local grocery store in town, and even some of the small town, Midtown Market out by me, they got it. Menino's out by McGraw, they've got it too. Dogtown Pizza, find every 12 flavors online at dogtownpizza.com.
Galmish & Sons have been providing quality heating and cooling services since 1950. They work exclusively with Lennox, the preferred choice of St. Louis homeowners. Call Galmish & Sons for your next Lennox HVAC installation and service. 314-993-1110.
You know, that honey-do list isn't getting any shorter, and you got to make a dent into it. Can I recommend going somewhere to helping you out? Schnarr's Hardware. Schnarr's Hardware has 2 locations, one in Webster and one in Ladue. One great family, 2 great hardware stores. Schnarr's Hardware. When you walk in with that list, you say, okay, I think I know how to do this one, but these 3 I need help on. And you know what? The people behind the counter at Schnarr's Hardware, that's what they do best. They have the expertise, so they can help you with electrical, help you with plumbing, painting, really anything at Schnarr's Hardware. They're small, they're compact, but it's that friendly neighborhood hardware store that has been the way it's been here in America for years, right? You remember when your grandfather took you to the hardware store. That's Schnarr's Hardware. The popcorn and the advice are free. So when you go to Schnarr's Hardware, 2 locations in Webster and in Ladue. Don't forget about the website, schnarrshardware.com. So for all your hardware needs and that honey-do list, Schnarr's Hardware or schnarrshardware.com.
Lauren, can I ask you a couple questions?
Sure.
If your parents were buying a home tomorrow, would you represent them any differently than one of your clients?
Not a chance. And when I say that, I mean I treat my clients exactly like I'd treat my parents. Same honesty, same advice, same negotiation. Every client gets the same service.
Okay, second question. If one of your closest friends called you and said, I found a house, I'm in love with it, but you knew it was a bad decision, what would you do?
I've already done it before. I tell them no, don't buy it. My job isn't to sell people houses. It's to help them make good decisions. And sometimes that means they don't get to buy anything that day.
That's exactly why I've sent my friends and family to Lauren for years.
I mean, it's simple. Buying and selling a house, it's a big deal. And people deserve to have someone who's willing to tell them what they need to hear and not just what they want to hear.
Exactly. If you already know Lauren from listening every week, then you already know the kind of person she is. When it's time to make your move, give Lauren Risley Realty a call at 314-775-0684.
When you build a home, the floor plan, the finishes, every room is yours from the very first line on the blueprint, and nobody does it better than Fisher and Fritchell Homes. We're building carefree villas, family homes, and luxurious estates in sought-after, amenity-packed communities in O'Fallon, St. Peters, Wentzville, Manchester, Wildwood, and glorious St. Albans. No time to build? Check out our selection of move-in ready homes, all with the quality craftsmanship you'd expect from Fisher and Fritchell. Visit fnfhomes.com for a map of locations. That's fnfhomes.com.
Every summer, homeowners make plans. A new grill, a backyard project, a family vacation. But what about the upgrades you'll enjoy every single day? If your windows are drafty, difficult to open, or your entry and patio door has seen better days, now is the perfect time to make a change. Renewal by Andersen makes replacing windows and doors simple with beautifully crafted products, professional installation, and a customer experience that's second to none. And right now, you'll save big. Get $1,000 off your patio or entry door purchase and take $400 off each replacement window. All you have to do is call 877-WINDOWS or visit renewalbyanderson.com. Again, that's 877-WINDOWS or visit renewalbyanderson.com. Renewal by Andersen. Superior products, exceptional service.
Are you carrying a heavy burden or looking for spiritual renewal? For over 82 years, the annual Healing and Hope Novena at the National Shrine of Our Lady of the Snows in Belleville has been a beacon of spiritual inspiration. Join us for 9 consecutive nights of solemn prayer where each evening focuses on a different healing theme. Trials are a part of life, but through prayer and the intercession of Our Lady, we seek the answers to overcome them. Every nightly Mass includes special reflections, music, and concludes with a beautiful praying of the Rosary by candlelight. Attend any or all of these 9 evening Masses. Visit snows.org/novena.
The Missouri Laborers Union and their contractors build our communities. Chances are your church, school, grocery store, or gas station was built by contractors using union laborers. They take great pride in their work and accomplishments and love to go by an old project and say, I built that. The men and women of the Missouri Laborers Union and their contractors, taking pride in building our communities. Go to buildunion.com for more information. That's buildunion.com.
Summer in St. Louis means oppressive heat and humidity. Now's the time to take advantage of Aldon Heating and Cooling's $79 AC check with a free home air quality snapshot. And summer is allergy season. Now's the time to take advantage of Aldon's $200 off an allergy relief package, which includes an air scrubber and filtration system. Book your appointment now as spaces are filling up fast. Certain restrictions apply. And for information on a state-of-the-art dike and fit system, visit al-don.com.
News, I'm Wayne Cabot. Nighttime in the Gulf brings another round of American strikes on Iran, putting pressure on U.S. Gulf allies, where Iran is attacking back, and on global energy, as oil soars back above $87 a barrel. In an address last night to the nation, President Trump insisted that the war is going well. ABC's Louis Martinez says there's no end in sight.
There's no indication that the pace is going to slow down, and we're now at 7 days in a row with multiple waves, sometimes striking facilities around the Strait of Hormuz, and now even further inland into into that area then in southern Iran. But what we're seeing is the striking of dual-use targets. What does that mean? That means like civilian structures that could also be used militarily.
The U.S. expanding, hitting more bridges and energy sites in Iran, which is firing back with missiles into the mediator nation, Qatar, and also into Kuwait, damaging drinking water plants in that desert nation. The FDA says Taylor Farms is a potential source of the parasite that has sickened thousands across the country. Taylor Farms is removing iceberg lettuce from central Mexico from the U.S. market. The CDC says bagged lettuce is safe to eat. Still, says a former CDC chief medical officer, Dr. Deb Howry.
We need to continue to, wash vegetables very thoroughly, particularly lettuce at this time.
President Trump saying in a social media post that the U.S. will hold Canada responsible for the wildfires. This response from Doug Ford, the premier of Ontario.
They don't understand that Ontario is twice the size of Texas. And unfortunately, these fires that have happened in the U.S. every single year, we're there to support our great U.S. neighbors. And it's unfortunate they want to politicize this when people's lives are on the line.
Trump says Canada isn't maintaining its forests. You're listening to ABC News.
Progressive knows that boat days can come with unexpected problems.
It's been a tough Saturday on the lake. I ordered swim trunks in this orange cream color, but it's actually more orange auburn. Oh, and it's swimwear. I probably can't even return these.
If a real problem comes along, your boat's protected 24/7 with Progressive, so you can keep worrying about boater problems. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in D.C.
Hear me out. What if we go to White Castle and get the new garlic parm chicken sliders with juicy chicken, crispy onions, and garlic parm sauce? And what if we get the combo with 2 sliders, mozzarella sticks, and a drink? Yeah, that's a thing, and it's only $6.99. As your castle craving, it's my job to make sure you know this stuff. What if we go now?
New garlic parm chicken slider combo at participating castles for a limited time while supplies last. Tax not included. White Castle. Crave thy castle.
You're selling your home, and I want to buy it. This is Mike Robinson with Robank Properties, and I am ready to pay top dollar for your home. No contingencies, no inspections, no monkey business. I buy your home no matter the condition or location, and you walk away with cash. Call me, Mike Robinson, at 314-283-0867, 314-283-0867, or at robankproperties.com. That's ROBANG properties.com.
Good afternoon. It's 90 degrees at 4:03. I'm David Solomon. Traffic and weather and sports follow this newscast, but first, here's what's happening. A St. Louis man has been charged with first-degree murder and several other felonies after he allegedly shot at a group of people trying to break into his car in the city's Lindenwood Park neighborhood. Court records say 39-year-old Timothy Kemper saw a group of men checking car door handles in the 6500 block of Scanlon Avenue when one of the individuals broke into his car. Kemper then grabbed his gun and shot at the group, striking 2 19-year-olds. One victim died from his injuries, while the other remains hospitalized in critical but stable condition. St. Louis Metropolitan Police say Kemper admitted to the shooting when officers arrived at the scene. The Urban League of Metropolitan St. Louis and local churches will host a free gun lock giveaway this weekend. KTRS's Jill Enders has the story.
Organizers say the event is aimed at protecting children, especially in light of recent shootings involving juveniles. The free gun locks will be distributed at participating churches on Saturday across the St. Louis area. Now, you can find a list of those churches on the Urban League's website. Jill Enders, KTRS News.
Maryland Heights has announced it will be outsourcing emergency police dispatching to the West County Central Dispatch Center. It joins Town and Country, Creve Coeur, Frontenac, and Ladue in using the center to handle 911 calls. Maryland Heights currently has 11 full-time dispatchers, but has struggled to find quality replacements for employees who have left. The city expects to save more than $600,000 annually with the move. West Central has agreed to hire up to 5 of Maryland Heights' current dispatchers and will assign a dedicated dispatcher to the city at all times. And if you are planning on visiting the Missouri State Fair this year, you may want to buy your tickets early. KTRS's Vicki Pimentel has the details.
Tickets to all Missouri State Fair concerts and events are now on sale. This includes all events at the State Fair Grandstand, the Governor Mike Parson Arena, and the Governor's Ham Breakfast. Those tickets are available through etix.com. Advance admission and carnival deals are also available. Fairgoers will want to check the fair's website for more information. Tickets are available also at the Missouri State Fair box office at the fairgrounds in Sedalia. Concert and event tickets do not include fair gate admission. The fair runs from August 13th through the 23rd. Vicki Pimentel, KTRS News.
This KTRS Business Minute is brought to you by Walter Knoll Florist, the place for all your floral needs. Place your order anytime at WKF.com. 2 St. Louis area bowling alleys are under new ownership. Nashville-based L&S Family Entertainment has purchased Crestwood Bowl and Imperial Bowl. Both facilities have now been rebranded under the Strike and Spare family of bowling centers, the L&S company's flagship bowling center brand. NBC News has recently reported that bowling centers across the nation are increasingly being acquired by out-of-state investment groups as the industry faces rising operating costs and a shift towards more entertainment-focused experiences. Now let's take a look at the closing markets, brought to you by JBL Financial. Listen to Straight Talk on Retirement every Saturday morning from 9 to 11. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 406 points to 52,146. The Nasdaq dropped 361 points to 25,520. And the S&P 500 lost 76 points to 7,457. KTRS News Time is 4:07. Let's head over to the Royal Banks of Missouri Sports Desk, where Paul Kopsky has the latest in the world of sports.
David, the Cardinals back in action tonight after the All-Star break. They open a weekend series in Arizona against the Diamondbacks. The Birds are 5 games over 500 and 1 game out of the final wild card spot. And the Blues avoid salary arbitration and sign newly acquired Connor McMichael to a 6-year contract. The 25-year-old's deal features an annual average value of $6.75 million per season. I'm Paul Kopsky from the Royal Banks of Missouri Sports Desk, and now on to traffic. An accident on 270 South at Gravois is causing stop-and-go traffic back to 44. We have a crash on 64 West at Clayton Skinker. There's a vehicle fire on 70 West at 141, blocking the 2 right lanes with stop-and-go traffic back to 270. 64 West is stop-and-go from Prospect to I-70. 70 West is slow from Route A in Lake St. Louis to Route TW in Forestel. 64 East is jammed between Illinois 157 and 159, and 5570 West is slow between 255 and Illinois 111. This traffic report is brought to you by Westport Plaza. Don't miss the Westport Plaza Family Movie Night tonight for a free showing of the Disney classic Cars, face painting, concessions, stage show, and then the movie. The first 75 people to bring an unwrapped toy for families in need get a free Disney on Ice ticket. That's the free family movie night tonight, presented by Royal Banks of Missouri. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
And in your KTRS First Alert forecast, a heat advisory is in effect for most of the KTRS listening area from noon tomorrow until 7 p.m. Tuesday. For the rest of the day, you might see a scattered shower or thunderstorm. Then tonight, mostly clear with a low around 76. Tomorrow, sunny with a high near 92, heat indices reaching triple digits. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy with a low around 74, and Sunday, sunny with a chance of showers and a high near 91. It's 90 degrees with a heat index of 96 under partly cloudy skies at the KTRS studios in Maryland Heights at 4:09. I'm David Solomon, KTRS News on the Talk of St. Louis.
Your retirement isn't just numbers on a statement. It's your family, your time, and your future. Listen to the Financial Safari with Greg Belger, Sundays at 5 p.m., right here on the Big 550 KTRS.
John Beal Roofing has been proudly serving homeowners and businesses in the St. Louis metro area on both sides of the river in Missouri and Illinois for over 3 generations. A dependable roof begins with a team you can count on, and that's exactly what you get with John Beal Roofing. Recognized as one of Roofing Contractor Magazine's top 100 roofing companies, John Beal Roofing offers 24/7 emergency service and industry-leading warranties, including a lifetime workmanship warranty for total peace of mind. From upgrading an aging roof or completing a full replacement, the team at John Beal Roofing delivers solutions that are built to code, built to last, and handled with expert care. John Beal also responds quickly with reliable storm damage services backed by decades of experience and 24/7 emergency support. Get started today for expert service and a free, no obligation estimate by calling 1-800-NEW-ROOF. That's 1-800-NEW-ROOF.
What happens when you get a small dent, maybe some hail damage, or a minor collision? My suggestion? Go to Dents Express. Dents Express is a family-owned and operated small company in business for 30 years. And what Dents Express does is they specialize in paintless dent removal, hail damage, and minor collision. They offer free estimates, no appointment needed, walk-ins welcome, and yes, they'll work with your insurance company. 2 locations in St. Charles and on Manchester Road next to Gettiker's. Dents Express, STL.com. Are you retired? Are you thinking about retiring? Who is helping you with retirement? Might be time to check out the show When Retirement Happens, hosted by Kevin Lloyd of Legacy Wealth Advisors. Saturday at 1, Sunday at noon on the Big 550 KTRS.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
Our headlines for this Friday afternoon, July 17th. Bear spotted hanging out with a dog in a Colorado backyard. Have you guys seen this video? It is crazy. Residents in a Colorado neighborhood say a frequent visitor to the area seems to be getting really comfortable after the animal was spotted just hanging out a few feet away from the neighbor's dog. Lucas Eads from Arvada told a local TV station that on Monday evening, he spotted a large bear lying on a neighbor's backyard patio while the neighbor's dog, Sully, just sort of barked at him. Eads said the interaction ended with the bear just calmly walking away down the sidewalk. The Arvada resident said the bear has been spotted around the neighborhood over the last few years. He also said Sully is doing well and was just trying to defend her turf, or his turf. I'm not sure.
Can't you see the bear just going, oh, brother, shut up. I just wanted to relax a little bit.
Right here on this nice patio. Give me a break.
I did. You said, have you seen the video? The only video that Bob and I watched today.
Oh, boy.
And you might have, this was on the news. You might have seen this.
Okay.
There's a woman who was in her apartment, and you know how sometimes people put those poles up for exercise?
Yes.
She was doing something, trying to do a spin, and it fell, hit the sprinkler system, broke it, and flooded the entire apartment, not to mention neighbors below her.
No.
There was probably 4 inches of standing water in her apartment.
Oh,
you know, at a certain point, you'd think those things would run out of water or shut themselves off, or I don't know, but it was pretty funny. It was pretty funny.
Wow.
Be careful when you're exercising, people.
Definitely.
I think we all are aware that fishing with explosives is illegal, right?
In most, I would imagine, and
yeah,
maybe some northern states it'd be okay.
What about when you're fishing, you land an explosive?
Oh, is this one of those, they found a World War II bomb?
Well, here's something I never heard of before called magnet fishing. and a guy was on a pier in Rocky Point State Park in Rhode Island, and he was just off the pier dropping magnet down, and usually just picks up junk, bottle caps and cans and whatever. A World War II hand grenade.
Yep.
Mm-mm.
A World War II.
I guess it was probably waterlogged at that point.
Well, I don't know enough about my hand grenade etiquette.
Yeah.
To say, don't pull that pin, you can leave it in or whatever. But so immediately they shut the pier down, got explosive guys there, and then they asked the magnet fishermen, don't fish on this pier anymore.
Where was
really
it?
did.
Yeah, where was it?
In Rhode Island.
Rhode Island.
Well, they had a bunch of bases up there and
Yeah.
all that. And then one more quick one. You mentioned Heidi.
I just got to imagine somebody in 1942 was like, where did I put that grenade?
Oh, you're looking at hey, Charlie, you got that grenade here? Bloop, in the water. No,
Yeah.
I don't have it with me at all. How about this one? A Maine couple spots a bear chasing a moose calf down the road. So couple's driving. They see a female adult moose looking like it's in distress. They go just a little bit further, and a bear is chasing the calf of the moose they had just seen. And so they jump into action. Now you could argue, well, this is the laws of nature, don't interfere. But the driver of the car said, not today. I can't stand to see this. A bear attack this little moose, and didn't hit the bear, but cut in front and cut off its route to the calf, and the bear ran off into the woods. And so they felt good about their day.
I would have been worried that I would be lunch at that point.
Well, they were in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Driving.
I don't know what bears eat. I know a lot of it comes out of picnic baskets.
That's the legend, yes.
I can't believe a bear would eat a baby moose.
Oh, yeah, they eat meat.
I guess I just don't. I thought they ate, honey and berries and
meat.
salmon.
Oh, no.
No, they.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull
need
up
to
a-
watch
yeah.
National Geographic. Somebody on the text line said, did you see the bear that stole some guy's golf clubs in Canada? I did, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, he had watched the guy play, and he said, "You don't deserve these.
You don't need these.
No, I'm taking
Go
these
home."
away.
Did he put them around it over his shoulder? Walk off with them?
He became the guy's caddy.
He pulled up in a cart and threw them on the back.
I'd use a 3-wood.
Yeah, he's got a tea time coming up. We're going to talk to Brendan, a sports director here at the Big 550 KTRS. Brendan, we see at the end of the hour, talk about the World Cup, talk about how City SC is back in action starting last night. They beat Kansas City, Sporting KC. But article in the newspaper says that Major League Soccer has resumed play, and with all this goodwill from the World Cup, everybody's in soccer mode. But they play on Apple TV. And, 99% of the games are on Apple TV, which only has 18 million subscribers. Compare that to Netflix, who has 87. They're number one. Amazon Prime is 75 million. And Hulu has 64 million. Apple at 18 million almost seems anemic. And I know that at this point, you just need to buy the subscription. What is it, $12.99? I think I got my ping the other day that they took my money out again. We used to have to buy Apple TV and then buy the MLS package for another $75. They did away with that. But still, you're putting your product right after this World Cup. Your product is still over here, not watched by many people.
It's about not having foresight. And maybe you say, who knew? Well,
Everybody.
Well, yeah, and they made the deal. They already had their deal before all this happened.
And maybe they'll change it, or maybe, you know what? Maybe a bunch of new Apple subscribers will come aboard here in the next couple of weeks as they.
That's what they're betting on.
Yeah, I miss soccer. I guess I'll bite the bullet and get Apple and start watching my
to
team.
get the kind of numbers to match with the other pro sports in America, they got a long way to go.
18 million subscribers to Apple TV, 75 million to Amazon Prime. So think about that. All right. Bob, you mentioned something. Sunday is National
Ice Cream Day, one of my holy days.
Well,
you know what? Hold on. Here at this KOA in Indianapolis, it's a holiday KOA. There's an ice cream parlor.
No, you're killing me.
Here's the thing. Do they serve Oberweis ice cream?
They do not, but I wish they did.
And Heidi, you missed it. You left a little early, and we had a delivery of Oberweis ice cream here to the Big 550 last night, right at about
What flavors?
Heidi was out at 6:03. They came by at 6:05. Well, vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, and chocolate chip cookie dough. And these, we talk about this all the time, 30 grams of protein per pint. These are the new protein ice cream pints.
I did not know that was a thing at Oberweis.
How do you add protein?
Didn't we have a guest on? Maybe Dr. Johar walked us through it.
There's protein in milk and dairy.
There is
cheese.
protein, and then you can add extra. I think it's I won't speak out of turn, but the first ingredient is heavy cream, not skim milk or water like their competitors. That'll give you a little bit more protein. It's $7.99 per pint. Available at all Oberweis locations: Kirkwood, Baldwin, St. Peter's, O'Fallon. There's an Edwardsville store opening soon.
Can I say something really stupid? I thought they only did milk. I did not know they did ice cream. I can't wait to try it.
It's really good when you go into one of their stores. It's hard not to come away with ice cream. But like you, we use as a treat, we'll get the Oberweis chocolate milk. It's off the charts. It's the best ever.
You'll see people say frozen dessert, or they'll say high protein dessert, but this stuff is real ice cream, people. Oberweis, you know what the store is, the red and white awning. You know what the stores look like, and now you can go in and get your vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, or chocolate chip cookie dough. By the way, the Edwardsville store is opening up July 21st at 4 p.m., so that is coming up.
Next week.
Get your ice cream, people, from Oberweis.
Aluminum shapes the world around us, keeping our homes cool, our cars moving, and our supply chains humming. From their global headquarters in St. Louis, Metal Exchange has been helping to make it happen for over 50 years. But they're more than an aluminum company.
At their core, Metal Exchange takes a we before me approach by putting people first at work and in our community. That's why this month they're teaming up with Catholic Charities of the Archdiocese of St. Louis for Christmas in July, collecting toys and bringing joy to local families. Learn more about how Metal Exchange is impacting our world at metalexchange.com.
For the first time in a generation, the World Cup is back on North American soil. From St. Louis City SC to the global stage, there's never been a more exciting time to be a soccer fan in the Lou. Just like a championship team needs a game plan, your retirement deserves one too. At Means Financial Group, we help individuals and families build retirement strategies designed for confidence and clarity. Learn more at meansfinancialgroup.com. Means Financial Group, planning for what retirement means to you.
It's the GOAT, the greatest of all trade-in events at HW Kia. Bring your trade now and get up to $5,000 over book value for it. If your trade is old, tired, stinky, or being held together by duct tape and a prayer, HW Kia wants it. Paid off or not, bring that old goat in to HW Kia. Then drive home a new HW Kia K4 for just $189 a month. Yes, only $189 a month on a 24-month lease. It's the HW Kia GOAT event. The greatest of all trade-in events. Get up to $5,000 over book value for your trade now. New K4, just $189 a month. HW Kia in the heart of West County on Manchester Road. And remember, Big D wants to see ya in an HW Kia. Start now at hwkia.com. Summer sticker sales event. With approved credit to well-qualified buyers through Kia Finance. 2026 K4, $36.95 due at signing. Discount includes $850 in lease cash. 10,000 miles per year. No security deposit. Plus tax, title, license, and admin. Fee expires 7/31/26.
Tune in to KTRS on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. for the Strategic Wealth Hour, hosted by experienced advisors Tom Haddican and Charlie Sanariva from Synergy Wealth Solutions. The Strategic Wealth Hour is a dynamic and engaging show designed to help listeners take control of their financial future with confidence by breaking down complex topics like retirement planning, wealth and investment management, and protection strategies you can actually use. That's the Strategic Wealth Hour on Sundays at 10 a.m. right here on the Big 550 KTRS.
Looking for your next favorite place? Head to Big Chief's Roadhouse on historic Route 66 in Wildwood. Relax on the beautiful patio, discover the hidden speakeasy, and enjoy fresh garden-to-table flavors straight from Big Chief's own gardens. Whether it's lunch, dinner, or drinks with friends, there's something for everyone. Visit BigChiefSTL.com, call 636-458-3200, or stop by today and experience one of Route 66 true dining destinations at Big Chief Roadhouse on Route 66.
With summer already upon us, it's time to think about heat and cooling. If you haven't already, take a look at Indoor Comfort Team Heating and Air Conditioning. Not only are they a local St. Louis company, owned and operated by our neighbors, but they're offering some fantastic promotions right now. The first, get a free second opinion from Indoor Comfort Team. If you're not sure about what another HVAC company has told you, that's all right. Reach out to Indoor Comfort Team, and they'll come out to give a second opinion and some peace of mind. If it turns out you need a new system, they can help with that too. Get $2,000 off a new Train system with no interest financing. You can even get a discount on their VIP maintenance membership program at only $19.99 a month right now. That's 24/7 priority service and support, permanent discounts, tune-ups, and more. Check them out and see why St. Louis has trusted them since 1979. That's IndoorComfortTeam.com or call 314-894-8200.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
Well, it is our happy hour. Mike Ward is back to talk about a high quality artisan wine we've never talked about before. And honestly, Mike, I'm not familiar with this winery. Tell us about San Simon Wine. And is that the way you say it?
Well, it's actually San Simeon.
Simeon.
San
okay.
Simeon, and the name is from like St. Simon. So folks down in South County and Afton know the parish with the same name. So go out and get the wine, and it's the same exact name.
So tell us about it. How long has it been around, and how is an artisan wine different than any other wine?
Well, a couple of things about this wine and why I was kind of excited to have it on the show. First time we've ever talked about it. It is a family-owned winery, the Riboli family, who have been making wine in California for generations since their original great-grandparents came to the U.S. from Italy in 1917, which is just before Prohibition, set up a winery in California, in Central California and the Central Coast, survived Prohibition, and then came back from there. And a couple of things about it, it's all estate-grown fruit, means they own all their vineyards, which is significant, something to think about. Many wineries don't, and that's okay, but it's always good to have your own vineyards because they are also certified as sustainable.
It's like a car dealer. I own the building and lot.
Own the building and lot. So you
Where
make
have
all
I
the
heard
decisions.
that before?
Yeah, so you control everything.
You control everything, which can also be challenging, but you direct what you're planting, when you harvest the fruit, what you do to it over the course of the year.
Decisions with changes, whatever, right?
Right. And the state of California has a sustainability certification that they have passed, meaning that you're talking about very high quality fruit.
So, okay, why do I not know them? Are they on every store shelf? I've looked at the website and I'm like, I don't even recognize this label.
Yeah, and I think that's a good reason for us to be talking about them today. They have been in the market for a little bit, but just recently they've sent more cases to Missouri, and so you can get their wines at Schnucks and Dierberg's, Total Wine, and other wine shops, but you're going to have to look for it a little bit. I did a little research, and I didn't find all their wines. Sauvignon Blanc I found, the Cabernet Sauvignon, the Pinot Noir, but I couldn't find the Syrah. But it's
that's
out
what
there.
I want.
Yeah, I'll find some for you. But
okay.
But you can find it here in the market, and just recently it's sort of made it into stores a little bit more on a higher amount.
So what are they known for? What is their go-to vintage?
Well, Paso Robles or Paso Roble, you can call it either one, in Central Coast, in California. And so Cabernet Sauvignon grows really well there, along with Syrah and a few other grapes. They do grow Sauvignon Blanc there as well, because it's a really high-quality, warm growing environment. It's covered by some coastal hills and mountains that block all the coastal cold temperatures and weather from getting to Paso Robles. So, therefore, it's a very warm climate, which Cabernet really loves. We talk about the same thing up north in Napa Valley, how it's warm climate, and in Napa Valley is also blocked by some of the coastal effect.
I'll tell you one of the other bottles that caught my attention. I love a Syrah, but the Stormwatch. Tell me about this super premium rich Bordeaux style blend.
Well, we'll go back to the fact that all of their grapes are estate grown, and so some of the fruit for that wine comes from their original family vineyards, and they've expanded on their vineyards since then. So really, we're talking about older vines. We're talking about lower yields. So if you're using less grapes, the grapes that you do use are higher quality. And so those are some of the really complementary aspects of that. One other thing I like about these wines, though, they're not overly expensive. The regular Cabernet is only $20 a bottle. So, they're premium wines. They're high quality wines, but they're not. This won't set you back $75.
And can you go over Syrah and Petite Syrah and K Syrah?
Yeah.
Very nice.
Right.
Well played.
That's a good one.
Because they carry both.
They do, and they are distinctly different grape varieties, even though they are
related at all.
Maybe like
Name
third
only?
cousins, twice removed.
That is so confusing, though.
I
because
know.
So why Petite?
Well, because its original name in France, and I'm glad we don't call it this because it's not a very pleasant name, is Durif. Durif is its original name. It's named after the person that basically invented it.
Yeah. Look, hey, I wouldn't drink that.
Right. Durif, yeah. But
kind of sounds like dandruff.
Yeah.
It does. So
then Petite is maybe originally a smaller batch?
Because it is a small grape with a thick skin, and because it had similar flavors to Syrah, but the spelling's different, Sirah. So they renamed it in California. So just like Zinfandel got renamed when it came to California, we don't really rename grapes anymore, but historically people would do that. So Syrah is its own grape from France.
Look, I didn't even realize the spelling was different.
Yeah.
Syrah, Syrah.
That's job security for me.
Sirah.
Right.
And what's the distinctive difference between the two? Because I think a lot of people would go out and order a Petite Syrah thinking it was the same thing as a Syrah.
Yeah. Well, no, that happens all the time. And they think, oh, it's little Syrah. No, that's not it. Syrah has a little bit more pepper, like black pepper taste to it.
Petite Syrah does?
No, Syrah
does. Okay.
No actual pepper used in the making of the wine, just its natural flavor. And it's kind of spicy and also fruity. Petite Syrah really has a great color. So it's going to boost the color to this really nice, bright purple color. And then it provides spices, but different spices, more leafy spices, so to speak.
Oh, leafy.
So yeah, like thyme, oregano, those types of things. So you blend these two grapes together, add a little Zinfandel, and you got a really nice blend. And you can blend really good blending grapes because they play well with others, and you can taste them and see them because of that great color. So they're perfect for that.
And can we find Stormwatch in the local stores?
Email me for anyone listening that wants to find it because I have not found it yet, but I will, and it's mike@wardonwine.com. Because as these wines are a little bit newer to the market, I don't know where that one is right now, but if somebody's really interested, and I hope you are, shoot me an email and I'll help you find it, and we'll get it to wherever you are, close to you.
The other thing, Mike, that I noticed is the sustainability, and I know a lot of people focus on that, but it's processed in a solar-powered winery practicing water conservation. I mean, how many wineries are doing that?
So that's really costly and expensive to do, but it's worth it. Just this week, I was at Missouri Wine Competition, and I was with a bunch of winemakers, and they were all talking about the sustainability of Missouri wines. And it was so interesting to hear what we have to do and how we struggle with some of that because of our conditions here. In Paso Robles, you have better grape growing weather. I'll just put it that way. And so when you decide to be sustainable, sure, it's expensive, but reclaiming the water or using solar power or whatever you can do is going to maintain the vines for longer.
Yeah.
And I'm on the website, sansimeonwines.com, and I'm looking at some aerial shots, and they've got some views from the fields. I watch a lot of these aerial shows, Aerial America, Aerial Europe, and all that. And when they fly over, you can tell where they're growing grapes.
Yeah.
Because they're all in these straight rows, and then they've got this gap, and then another straight row. Is there a rhyme or reason to how much space is in between each row of...
Absolutely. It is calculated down to the inch or even smaller than that, because the vine will compete with each other for nutrients in the soil or for water in the soil. And so the closer or further apart is depending on the grape variety and the region, will either reduce some of that competition, or sometimes you want to make them competitive with each other.
Interesting.
That ultimately produces better grapes.
So depending on the grape and the varietal is how far apart you plant them.
Yeah. In fact,
I thought I had a dumb question.
That's one of the best questions I think you've ever asked me.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, you mentioned the Missouri Wine Competition. Can you share anything about that?
140 wines on Wednesday, day one, and some amazing wines. I think we the two teams put together about 40 gold medals, and then another 60 wines tasted on the next day, Thursday, just determining what was going to win the Governor's Cup. I don't know yet what's going to win.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
But I will tell you that every year I'm just shocked and amazed how great our wines are. And I would say that the wine I voted for the Governor's Cup was probably in my top 5 favorite wines of the year from anywhere in the world.
Whoa.
Anywhere. It was so, I can't wait to hear the announcement to know what winery it was from.
Okay, hold on. Can you tell us what kind of grape it was? Was it a Norton?
It was not. It was a Chamberson.
Oh.
And it's one of my top grapes anyway, but it was just a wine that stood out to me. And people might think, oh, all Missouri wines are sweet. And if you think that, that's okay, but you haven't tried the right ones yet. And I need to help you find the right wine. And
When will we find out who won?
Tuesday.
The Governor's Cup.
Go
Okay.
get on the Missouri Wine Facebook page. They'll announce it. And by the way, the Missouri Wine and Grape Board did an excellent job with this competition. People might think it's all local judges. That's not true. It was 2 master sommeliers. And to have 2 master sommeliers in the same room at one time is unbelievable.
Were they wearing all their pins and stuff?
They were on casual for this one.
They were?
Yeah.
Sashes?
Yeah, we were no sashes were allowed in the competition.
I would wear it all the time, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Yes.
No doubt.
Yeah. Mike, you're about to go to Europe. So we've already recorded a couple of episodes that have our fun talks on Friday, but when do you leave?
Well, we leave on Sunday and head to Hungary and head to Budapest, and I can't wait to try some Hungarian wines there. And then Vienna, where I've got somebody coming in to do a personal wine tasting for us.
Whoa.
And, if you haven't ever had wines from Austria, they are not too much like German wines. There's a lot of nice dry wines. In fact, their main red grape variety called Zweigelt is a grape that we grow here in Missouri as well. So we have a little connection there. So I can't wait to try that.
Yeah.
And really get, this is my first time in Austria. So first time to really meet some of these winemakers and
it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
I've done that river cruise before, and it might be my absolute favorite. Of course, even while you're on this trip, I know you'll answer email. So if somebody
Yeah.
has a question about these wines we just talked about, how do they get a hold of you?
And the river's a little low, so I might have to get out and push the boat, but we'll come back and tell everybody about it. Mike at wardonwine.com.
Well, we appreciate you. Cheers to you. Enjoy the trip.
Cheers.
It is 4:39. Captain Paul, how's traffic?
Well, Heidi, we have a crash on 64 West before Clayton Skinker with a backup to Kings Highway. There's a vehicle fire on 70 West at 141, blocking the two right lanes with traffic slow back to St. Charles Rock Road. 64 West is stop and go from Prospect to I-70. 64 East bogs down at 170. 70 West is slow from Route A in Lake St. Louis to Route TW in Forestell. 64 East is jammed between Illinois 157 and 159, and 5570 West is slow between 255 and Black Lane. This traffic report is brought to you by Dents Express. If the severe storms have you saying, oh, hail, bring your car, truck, SUV, or van to Dents Express for a free hail damage repair evaluation. Dents Express will have your ride looking like new again, and they'll even take care of the insurance paperwork. That's Dents Express at dentsexpressstl.com. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
You guys, an update here from Indianapolis. Marcia is awake and she has donned her jersey. She is a jersey wearing fool.
All right.
So,
welcome. Yeah, welcome back.
Yeah, ready for the fever game a little later. You know, this is what we love about having an RV. We are here in the RV. I'm working from the RV. We know so many people that we have met in RV parks who they pull into a different place and they work for a couple months and then they move on. This is what I try to tell people is RVing is anything you want it to be. It can be complete relaxation. It can be complete adventure. It can be business if that's what you want. And Byerly RV has something for everyone. They are locally owned, family owned, a St. Louis business that's been around for more than 75 years. Now, RVs don't look like they did 75 years ago. You have everything that you could possibly imagine in your RV. I don't know if I've ever told you guys this. You know that we have a fireplace. Did you know we have a central vac system? And when we got here last night, I got out the tubes, plugged it into the wall, vacuumed the whole thing so that I didn't have to worry about the dirt.
Heidi's the only person that vacuums on vacation.
No. I promise you people do. It is crazy what you'll find in RVs. And Byerly RV has it all. There's a beautiful Newmar there and has heated floors. So if you travel in the winter and want to go down to Florida, but it's a little cold, you got heated floors. You've got powered shades if that's what you want, or you can go really, really simple, but you'll find it all at Byerly RV. And by the way, you can also rent an RV if you just want to get a feel for it before you buy one. If you already own an RV, Byerly has the best service department in the area. You can learn more about everything at ByerlyRV.com, or tomorrow, go out to Byerly RV and just look around. It's fantastic and it's impressive. Byerly RV is right there at 109 and 44 in Eureka.
Tune in weekly to the Frank and Jill Show to catch the new Illegal Eagle segment featuring renowned attorney Travis Noble of Travis Noble Attorneys at Law. Every week, Travis will join the show for an entertaining segment focusing on legal stories and news right here on the Big 550.
You know, that honey-do list isn't getting any shorter, and you got to make a dent into it. Can I recommend going somewhere to helping you out? Schnarr's Hardware. Schnarr's Hardware has two locations, one in Webster and one in Ladue. One great family, two great hardware stores. Schnarr's Hardware. When you walk in with that list, you say, okay, I think I know how to do this one, but these three I need help on. And you know what? The people behind the counter at Schnarr's Hardware, that's what they do best. They have the expertise, so they can help you with electrical, help you with plumbing, painting, really anything at Schnarr's Hardware. They're small, they're compact, but it's that friendly neighborhood hardware store that has been the way it's been here in America for years, right? You remember when your grandfather took you to the hardware store. That's Schnarr's Hardware. The popcorn and the advice are free. So when you go to Schnarr's Hardware, two locations in Webster and in Ladue. Don't forget about the website, schnarrshardware.com. So for all of your hardware needs and that honey-do list, Schnarr's Hardware or schnarrshardware.com.
When it comes to mortgage lenders, I know you have no shortage of options. But are you working with someone local who can truly simplify the process? I'm David Goldberg with the Goldberg Group, and as a St. Louis home purchase expert, I know this market inside and out. I specialize in tough-to-complete situations for borrowers who are self-employed, looking to buy and sell at the same time, and may have been turned down somewhere else. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or a seasoned homeowner, you can trust me with all of your home financing needs. Call or text me at 314-471-4030. 314-471-4030.
Got gold? Get green at Jewels on Hampton. Jewels on Hampton pays the most for your precious metals, jewelry, gems, currency, antiques, and collectibles. Jewels on Hampton buys precious and semi-precious gems and stones, scrap gold, and sterling silver. Jewels on Hampton buys and sells paper money, wristwatches, and pocket watches. They even take pianos and cars. To sum up, bring your gold chains, bracelets, rings, coins, dental gold, and more to Jewels on Hampton, 4506 Hampton Avenue in St. Louis. And get green. Online at jewelsonhampton.com.
When you want to send flowers to a loved one for a birthday, anniversary, or that special occasion, call your friends at Walter Knoll Florist. Walter Knoll is family-owned and operated and offers custom designs by expert designers. A huge inventory and selection that only the largest florist can offer, with quality and care that no grocery store florist can meet. They have several locations in the St. Louis metro area to serve you. Order online today at WKF.com. That's WKF.com. Walter Knoll Florist, your personal florist since 1883.
Hey, this is Zipper Zeppa. You know, St. Louis has great sports, great entertainment, time for some great conversation. That's why I'm excited to invite you to the Mater Media Speaker Series. We're bringing in Bill O'Reilly, Cardinal Dolan, John O'Leary, other national speakers at the J. Scheidegger Center for the Arts, Lindenwood University. Tickets are on sale. Don't wait. Early bird pricing going on now. Go to matermedia.org. That's MATERMEDIA.org.
At Midland, we know sometimes all it takes is a moment for an idea to spark, or to make it happen, a moment to find your dream, or build one, a moment to start your forever, or at least start planning for it. Whatever moments you have, Midland is here for them, and can help you make them. Midland, brighter together. Visit us at midlandsb.com. Midland States Bank is member FDIC.
Shop the Midwest's largest selection of hot tub and swim spa brands at the Midwest Hot Tub Show at the St. Charles Convention Center this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Save thousands off MSRP with special show pricing. Hot tubs as low as $4,995. Check MidwestHotTubShow.com for more details.
Elevate your next event with STL Bartenders to Go, providing full bar packages, rental bar equipment, and bartender and server staffing. Book now and pay no sales tax with premium or bartender's choice bar packages. We'll get your party on. STLBartendersToGo.com.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
Captain Paul, it's Friday. A lot of people want to start their weekend. What kind of traffic are they going to face?
Heidi, it's not too bad out there. We are accident-free, but 64 West is stop and go from Prospect to I-70. 64 East bogs down at 170. 70 West is slow from Route A in Lake St. Louis to Route TW in Forestell. 64 East is jammed between Illinois 157 and 159. And 5570 West is slow between 255 and Black Lane. This traffic report is brought to you by Westport Plaza. Don't miss the Westport Plaza Family Movie Night tonight for a free showing of the Disney classic Cars, face painting, concessions, stage show, and then the movie. The first 75 people to bring an unwrapped toy for families in need get a free Disney on Ice ticket. That's the free Family Movie Night tonight, presented by Royal Banks of Missouri. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Well, this is it. The World Cup wraps up this weekend. KTRS Sports Director Brendan Weesey joins us with thoughts and what we need to look for. Hey, Brendan.
Heidi, how are you?
I am fantastic. As you know, I'm not sitting there with you. I'm out of the office broadcasting live from the RV in Indianapolis, about to go see Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, Aaliyah Boston play tonight and tomorrow night at the Greenbridge Fieldhouse.
Is,
So
well, what happened with Caitlin a couple of nights ago? It looked like complete mayhem there.
it was a little bit, but she came back to the game with a little bit of a back brace on, and hopefully she'll be in full form tonight.
Let's hope so. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, I mean, it feels like the World Cup's been going on for ages, and here we are.
Yeah, it culminates here on Sunday. We think. Let's pause for a moment and wait and see if FIFA and the folks up in New York don't want to try and move it because of the smoke, the wildfire
is that a possibility?
Smoke. So I've heard it kicked around a little bit. I saw a report earlier today that maybe FIFA was, and this was coming from Sky Sports, so this is a reputable outlet, that FIFA was going to have discussions with the White House today about whether or not they could move it or would want to move it. I mean, at this point, there's no way, because of the tickets that have been sold, there's no way you could move it to a different venue. But could you delay it? I mean, maybe. Now, this would not be great, and there's a reason why the game is on at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, to accommodate our friends globally that will then get to watch the game at a decent hour. Instead of, I think it makes sense. It's a U.S. sporting event. You start it off at 5, 6, 7 o'clock at night, but then suddenly you start to run in issues to where if you're in Spain, if maybe not so much Argentina, but you certainly talk about the game starting very, very late at night. So you're trying to avoid that, but at the same time, I mean, you're in the heat of the day.
Yeah.
If the smoke is continuing to be an issue, that's a problem. And I talked with Bill McDermott about it this afternoon. He'll join us on our Summer of Soccer finale preview show tonight. I don't know if there is an athlete that could be more adversely impacted by this smoke than a soccer player when you're running for 90 minutes of the incredible fitness that you need to be in. If you're breathing in that smoke and that haze for all of that time, that I got to imagine that could be a bit of a problem.
So when will they make this decision?
But there is no talk as to whether or not they're contemplating or whether or not a decision will need to be made. It just sounds like that it's out there, and let's wait and see if it how bad it is the rest of today, tomorrow, and whether or not they need to do anything.
Chicago and Detroit, we've seen them on the news for the past couple of days, so it's not like it just goes away after a day.
Right.
I remember when we had it last summer, or 2 summers ago, it made its way down here, but by the afternoon, it was kind of gone. But in New York, how long will it last? It'd be a shame to move it, and then Sunday it'd be a beautiful blue sky day. But it just doesn't disappear overnight.
So there's a very good chance of rain in New York tomorrow, and I think the hope is that it would wash it out.
Okay.
So we'll see.
All right. And what time is the World Cup game?
It was supposed to be at 2 o'clock right now.
Supposed to be at 2 o'clock, and you can't move it out to L.A.
I don't think so.
Everybody's got tickets.
Well,
and
no,
certainly not all the way out to L.A.
That's not possible.
Yeah.
I
But the
think
Eastern
it's
Seaboard's got to have, everybody's got the same problem.
Everybody's doing the same thing. So for me, does it happen at 2 or does it happen maybe in the evening, or probably worst case scenario, do they try to move it to Monday?
So let's switch to the unofficial second half of baseball beginning. One game last night. Now everybody's back in action tonight. And I see a lot of our colleagues. We talked about it on your show last night. Colleagues, I guess we're all wanting action on the trade market just to stay interested. The games are good enough for me, but everybody's wanting to trade people.
I don't get it. I still, since we last spoke, I've seen guys like Ken Rosenthal say that the Cardinals might make moves to adjust their to make a move for their staff. I saw a prediction that the Cardinals would try and acquire Michael Wacha from the Kansas City Royals. Now, I'm not sure the Cardinals would be in the discussion for that. The Royals are somehow terrible, and Wacha just made the All-Star team, so I'm thinking Wacha's going to land. So he'll be one of the prized arms, and that's the thing. If you're the Royals, you move Michael Wacha, you're looking to move him from probably multiple pieces. And the Cardinals, there's just no reason for them to do that.
No.
And certainly not for someone like a Michael Wacha who's had a nice year, but let's be honest, the ceiling's probably pretty low on what his potential is, and he's just an older pitcher. That's not what the Cardinals, that's not how they're in business right now.
More of what you already have.
Exactly right.
Yeah. But they are starting a new series tonight. Who's on the mound?
It will. It's against the Diamondbacks, and the Cardinals have set up their pitching in hopes that it gives them a better shot than, say, early last week did. It will be McGreevy tonight going up against Merrill Kelly. Tomorrow it's Dustin May and Brandon Pfaadt. And then Sunday, Andre Palante goes up against the southpaw Eduardo Rodriguez. So I think you feel pretty good about those arms. The Diamondbacks have had a good, not great year. The thing is, Diamondbacks are right there with the Cardinals in terms of the periphery of the wild card race. They're 2 games above 500. Corbin Carroll's having another tremendous season for them in the outfield. Ketel Marte on the infield. So it's an Arizona team that you've got to respect. But I think it's certainly the kind of series that the Cardinals can go in there and win a couple ball games, no doubt.
And Brendan, we gotta go to break, but real quickly, what do you hope to see out of the Cardinals after this All-Star break?
I think you want to see them continue to compete, continue to be in games. And just continue to hang around. I think it's going to be the deadline's going to be fascinating. I don't think the Cardinals will do anything significant, but it's still it's incredible to see them in this spot where they could make the playoffs and they could do it without making any significant moves. It's certainly not something we see very often, but I think that's the position they're in, and I still think there'll be some guys on their current roster that they would explore moving elsewhere if the price was right.
All right. Well, we'll be listening tonight and this weekend, Brendan. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Heidi.
And just like that, we are moving into the weekend. So many people clocking out. We've got more to get to. Actually, we've got a lot to get to. We've got our entertainment segment, and we're going to check in with News Nation and see what exactly President Trump wants to do with this bill when it comes to elections. That's all coming up. I hope you hang out with us for another hour here on the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
We need to be very careful in this heat wave. You need to check on mom and dad, check on the neighbors, the senior citizens, the dogs, the cats. You need to be safe in this heat because it can be dangerous. And if your air conditioner has any issues, you call Gelmish & Sons. Why? Because they've been dealing with St. Louis summers since 1950. Gelmish & Sons is on hand, ready to help you in this heat wave. Give them a call, 314-993-1110 or gelmishandsons.com.
When you pay for tree work, you want to be sure you're getting the most for your hard-earned money. That's why you should always use the ISA certified arborist at River City Tree Service in Baldwin, Missouri. Hi, I'm Steve with River City Tree Service, and we've been the go-to tree service since 2008. Tree removal, tree trimming, storm damage, deadwood removal, stump grinding, and more. Give River City Tree Service a call for all your tree service needs at 314-270-8071. That's 314-270-8071. River City Tree Service.
Every summer, homeowners make plans. A new grill, a backyard project, a family vacation. But what about the upgrades you'll enjoy every single day? If your windows are drafty, difficult to open, or your entry and patio door has seen better days, now is the perfect time to make a change. Renewal by Andersen makes replacing windows and doors simple with beautifully crafted products, professional installation, and a customer experience that's second to none. And right now, you'll save big. Get $1,000 off your patio or entry door purchase and take $400 off each replacement window. All you have to do is call 877-WINDOWS or visit renewalbyanderson.com. Again, that's 877-WINDOWS or visit renewalbyanderson.com. Renewal by Andersen. Superior products, exceptional service.
Are you looking for a deck? I am. And you know who I turn to? Outdoor Living and Pat Leahy. They've been a sponsor for a long time, and they've done some other projects for me, but this one's the big one. It's going to have metal framing, composite decking, and when it's all said and done, he's going to put a 50-year warranty on it. Not because I'm his spokesperson for all these years, but because I am a customer. Outdoor Living takes care of St. Louis, so if you're looking for a deck that will survive the heat and the winter and the sun and everything else, Outdoor Living, Big Bend and I-44 in Kirkwood. Outdoor Living, or OutdoorLivingInc.com.
Aluminum shapes the world around us, keeping our homes cool, our cars moving, and our supply chains humming. From their global headquarters in St. Louis, Metal Exchange has been helping to make it happen for over 50 years. But they're more than an aluminum company.
At their core, Metal Exchange takes a we before me approach by putting people first at work and in our community. That's why this month they're teaming up with Catholic Charities of the Archdiocese of St. Louis for Christmas in July, collecting toys and bringing joy to local families. Learn more about how Metal Exchange is impacting our world at metalexchange.com.
Celebrate National Ice Cream Day this Sunday, July 19th at all Clementine's ice cream locations. Beginning at noon, the first 50 people at each parlor receive a free limited edition t-shirt, one shirt per transaction. Come taste their new international flavors, including one-day only Dubai chocolate and matcha lemon curd. See you at Clementine.
Tune in to the Big 550 for the daily World Cup updates with Sports Director Brendan Weesey, only on KTRS. Brought to you by Alexander Hinton American Family Insurance, WS Window and Door, Hackett Security, and Alton Heating and Cooling.
The Big 550.
KTRS, St. Louis.
From ABC News, I'm Wayne Cabot. Blaming Canada for not maintaining its forests. President Trump is threatening Canada with sanctions for sending bad air down here. Reaction from Ontario Premier Doug Ford saying Canada needs help, not threats.
Those same elected officials from the Republican Party, why don't they talk to their governor and see how they can support us?
There are now 888 active wildfires across Canada, including 59 new fires today. For a seventh straight day, the U.S. military is hitting Iran by air. ABC's Patrick Reevell at the Foreign Desk in London.
President Trump suggested that he believes that by bombing and increasing the damage in Iran, he can inflict enough pain to force them to try to capitulate on their nuclear program. Iran, meanwhile, believes it has no choice but to keep escalating, and that its entire leverage is escalating in the Strait of Hormuz and the economic damage that it does there, and that will force the U.S. to back down. That means we're in something that experts call an escalation trap, where the U.S. will continue to try to escalate, but will not get closer to victory by doing so.
In the meantime, Brent crude was over $88 a barrel today, affecting more than pump prices, says ABC's Elizabeth Schulte.
In total, a new estimate from Moody's Analytics finds that the typical American household has now spent $620 extra in gas, diesel, and jet fuel expenses in the nearly 5 months since the start of the Iran war. Of course, that comes on top of years of stubbornly high prices for other everyday costs like housing, utilities, and groceries. One other ripple effect here: when inflation is rising, we typically see borrowing costs go up. Mortgage rates did just hit their highest level in nearly a year.
It's okay to eat bagged lettuce, says the CDC, because it's not part of the batch suspected of sickening thousands. You're listening to ABC News.
John Beal Roofing has been proudly serving homeowners and businesses in the St. Louis metro area on both sides of the river in Missouri and Illinois for over 3 generations. A dependable roof begins with a team you can count on, and that's exactly what you get with John Beal Roofing. Recognized as one of Roofing Contractor Magazine's top 100 roofing companies, John Beal Roofing offers 24/7 emergency service and industry-leading warranties, including a lifetime workmanship warranty for total peace of mind. From upgrading an aging roof or completing a full replacement, the team at John Beal Roofing delivers solutions that are built to code, built to last, and handled with expert care. John Beal also responds quickly with reliable storm damage services backed by decades of experience and 24/7 emergency support. Get started today for expert service and a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 1-800-NEW-ROOF. That's 1-800-NEW-ROOF.
Good afternoon. It is 91 degrees at 5:03. I'm David Solomon, and here's what's happening. Recovery crews have found the body of a man who drowned Wednesday in the Merrimack River at Castlewood State Park. The Missouri Highway Patrol reports that 19-year-old Keegan Elliott's body was found around 12:30 this afternoon in the river downstream from the park where he had been swimming. Rescue crews first started searching for Elliott around 8:15 Wednesday night after authorities received a report of a witness drowning. A man and a woman have been charged in connection with a Shiloh bank robbery. 39-year-old Javaris Reese and 31-year-old Aisha White have each been charged with counts of robbery and robbery of a financial institution. Shiloh police say Reese and White entered the Commerce Bank branch around 10:23 Monday morning wearing clothing that concealed their identities and handed a note to an employee demanding money. The suspects then left the branch empty-handed. Monroe County Sheriff's deputies took the suspects into custody Tuesday after they arrived at the Monroe County Courthouse to inquire about a previous arrest. Illinois' senior senator is leading the effort to reduce the number of child marriages in the United States. KTRS's Vicki Pimentel has the story.
Illinois Senator Dick Durbin, the ranking member of the Senate Judiciary Committee, has joined two Democratic colleagues in introducing the Child Marriage Prevention Act. The bill would take steps to reduce child marriages across the country. Leading advocacy groups say data shows that between 2000 and 2021, more than 314,000 minors under the age of 18 were married in the U.S. Some of those marriages included girls as young as 10 married to men decades older. The Child Marriage Prevention Act, among other things, would establish a national commission to combat child marriage. It would incentivize states to ban child marriage, prohibit child marriage from occurring on federally funded land, and close immigration loopholes that facilitate child marriage. Vicki Pimentel, KTRS News.
And Sunday will mark the tragic 8-year anniversary of the deadly duck boat accident on Table Rock Lake. KTRS's Jill Enders has the story.
Western Boat 1, Western Boat 3, need your route for water rescue. Will be north of the showboat Branson Bell for a duck that has capsized approximately 30 individuals in the water.
What was expected to be a pleasurable tour on Table Rock Lake took a tragic turn when a storm rolled through, causing the duck boat to sink. Tia Coleman is among the survivors.
I was yelling and I was screaming, and finally I said, Lord, just let me die. Let me die. I said, I can't keep drowning. I just can't keep drowning, because that's how I felt.
17 people were killed on that summer day. 9 of the victims were from Coleman's family. Jill Enters, KTRS News.
This KTRS Business Minute is brought to you by Walter Knoll Florist, the place for all your floral needs. Place your order anytime at WKF.com. Schnucks Markets will be closing its Bridgeton warehouse on March 28th. The grocer says 64 workers will lose their jobs when the chain's only warehouse closes. Now let's take a look at the closing markets, brought to you by JBL Financial. Tune in to Straight Talk on Retirement Saturday mornings from 9 to 11. The Dow fell 406 points to 52,146. The NASDAQ down 361 points to 25,520. And the S&P 500 was down 76 points to 7,457. KTRS News Time is 5:06. Let's head over to the Royal Banks of Missouri Sports Desk to Paul Kopsky.
David, the Cardinals back in action tonight after the All-Star break. They open a weekend series in Arizona against the Diamondbacks. The Birds are 5 games over 500 and 1 game out of the final wild card spot. And the University of Illinois has extended athletics director Josh Whitman through 2036. Whitman will earn on average $2.6 million per year. I'm Paul Kopsky from the Royal Banks of Missouri Sports Desk, and now on to traffic. No accidents, but 64 West is stop and go from Prospect to I-70. 64 East bogs down at 170. 70 West is slow between Route A in Lake St. Louis and Route TW in Forestel. 64 East is jammed from a mile east of Illinois 157 to 159. And 5570 West is slow between 255 and Black Lane. This traffic report is brought to you by Neighbors Credit Union. If you're ready to upsize, downsize, or first-time home buy, turn to the team at Neighbors Credit Union. At Neighbors Credit Union, you'll find great rates, expert advice, and personalized friendly service throughout the entire home loan process and beyond. That's just what you'd expect from a great neighbor. Apply online today at neighborscu.org. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
And before we get to that KTRS First Alert forecast, some breaking news that just has come into the KTRS newsroom in the past few minutes. A man accused of killing 2 people on a Metro bus in Breckenridge Hills last week is now in police custody. Christopher Irving was taken into custody by the St. Anne's Special Response Team and the U.S. Marshals Service in Berkeley earlier today. Taking a look now at that First Alert forecast, the heat advisory is in effect from noon tomorrow through 7 p.m. Tuesday for most of the KTRS listening area. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 76. Tomorrow, sunny with a high near 92, heat indices reaching 100. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy and a low around 74, and sunny Sunday with a chance of showers and a high near 91. It's 91 degrees with a heat index of 98 under partly cloudy skies at the KTRS studios in Maryland Heights at 5:09. I'm David Solomon, KTRS News on the Talk of St. Louis.
When it comes to mortgage lenders, I know you have no shortage of options. But are you working with someone local who can truly simplify the process? I'm David Goldberg with the Goldberg Group. And as a St. Louis home purchase expert, I know this market inside and out. I specialize in tough-to-complete situations for borrowers who are self-employed, looking to buy and sell at the same time, and may have been turned down somewhere else. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or seasoned homeowner, you can trust me with all of your home financing needs. Call or text me at 314-471-4030. 314-471-4030.
It's the GOAT! The greatest of all trade-in events at HW Kia. Bring your trade now and get up to $5,000 over book value for it. If your trade is old, tired, stinky, or being held together by duct tape and a prayer, HW Kia wants it. Paid off or not, bring that old goat in to HW Kia. Then drive home a new HW Kia K4 for just $189 a month. Yes, only $189 a month on a 24-month lease. It's the HW Kia GOAT event. The greatest of all trade-in events. Get up to $5,000 over book value for your trade now. New K4, just $189 a month. HW Kia in the heart of West County on Manchester Road. And remember, Big D wants to see ya in an HW Kia. Start now at hwkia.com. With approved credit to well-qualified buyers through Kia Finance. 2026 K4, $36.95 to its signing. Discount includes $850 in lease cash. 10,000 miles per year. No security deposit. Plus tax, title, license, and admin. Fee expires 7/31/26.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
Well, last night, President Trump pushed for elections to be a little more fair. But what exactly do we need to know about the Save America Act and Trump's push for election changes? Senior congressional correspondent with News Nation, Joe Khalil, joins us with that. Hey, Joe.
Hey, good to be with you guys.
So tell us what we need to know about this Save America Act. How will it change our election process?
So the version that President Trump is pushing now, if it were to become law, it would mandate that in every single state, you would have to show a photo ID in order to register to vote and also to cast a ballot. If you don't have one, and there are people out there who don't, then you'd have to require some kind of documentation like a birth certificate in order to do both of those things. It would also pretty significantly gut mail-in voting. So unless you were military, unless you were elderly and sick in the hospital, or unless you can prove that you are traveling for business, you would have to show up in person. And there are a lot of states now that mail you a ballot if you request one, and you can do it at home and send it in. So those are the big differences. The bill also does some non-election related things. Like it also bans transgender athletes in youth sports, which again doesn't have anything to do with elections. So that is ultimately what would become law if this version of the bill passes. So there are discussions about, can you just take some pieces of it, attach them to other bills? All of that has been tried in Congress, and right now Republican leaders have yet to be able to actually pass this through the House and the Senate and make it law, because there's opposition mostly from Democrats, but also from some Republicans who don't like certain things in this bill.
Joe, straighten me out on the on some of the details on the Real ID thing, because I've read a couple of different things, and that if you don't have a birth certificate to go with your real ID, you need a passport. It seemed a little bit redundant because I thought that the real ID was supposed to take care of all of those things. Can you sort that for me?
Yeah, I think that's one of the many layers that makes this really complicated.
Yeah.
Is, I'm fairly certain that the real ID laws are different in different states. I know in California, when you register for a real ID, you can automatically register to vote, whereas that's not the same case in every other state as well. And that's the sort of beef with California is that, well, undocumented people are allowed to get driver's licenses in the state, but they're not allowed to vote in the state. And so Republicans have raised questions. I don't think that California has a documented example of a whole bunch of, voter fraud. Trump's DOJ has looked into that. They haven't found that. So it's not that we have all these instances of proven voter fraud, but, President Trump, Republicans here on Capitol Hill, they say, even if you find one, it's too many, and this is the right way to secure the election. But different states, different laws. It makes things complicated.
And Joe, you said it right there. Every state runs their own elections. Colorado and Oregon, I think they're mail-in only, and they love it. So this would be completely at odds with what they're doing already.
It would, and it presents, I think, two challenges. One is it is pretty clear in the Constitution that states have the autonomy to run their elections how they see fit, so long as they're not violating federal law. So if this bill were to pass, I think there may end up being legal challenges to it for that reason, because it would mandate that states do things from the feds on down. That's, I think, one challenge. I think the other one is, to your point, there are a lot of conservative Republican voters in very rural areas where mail-in voting is the common way to vote. Seniors generally lean conservative. Those voters who are seniors, a lot of them vote by mail. And so that's actually why you have several Republicans in the Senate who are very conservative, who are allies of President Trump, but they themselves have raised this issue and said they can't vote for it because they fear it's going to sort of disenfranchise their own very conservative Republican voters too.
So, Joe, what are the chances that the voter ID bill becomes law before the midterms?
So that's a great question. I think what is more likely, and I'm speculating just based on the reporting I've done here, I think it's more likely that if they want to pass anything, they need to break it up. You probably need to take the cultural war stuff out, the transgender issue. You probably need to maybe massage or lose the mail-in balloting. And then if you want to attach a photo ID requirement to another bill, there is a chance, I think, that something like that passes. And that's what Speaker Mike Johnson is trying to do. Just this week, there is a big House budget bill, and they took the proof of citizenship and the photo ID part, and they attached it. The challenge is if it's a budget bill, it has to have something related to government spending or taxes. Now, the voter ID stuff, hard to make an argument that has to do with spending and taxes. But what they've done is they've said, okay, we will provide billions of dollars for states in grants if you adopt these measures in your election. So you're sort of incentivizing rather than commanding these states to do that. And they're attaching that to the budget bill. That may be the vehicle to get some of this into actual law before the midterms. Speaker Johnson is betting on that, and we will see if that's a good bet pretty soon, I think.
So that's what I was going to say. Why can't they break this up and fix the pieces that need fixing without blowing everything up? Can't you just kind of fix the way that we register to vote and then make it easy on election? It needs to be easier to vote, but for those who are allowed to vote. Okay, maybe it passes, maybe it doesn't. That's the hurdle it has to clear. But we are 4 months away from a really big election. Any chance that even if it does pass, they can turn around and re-register everyone in the country in time?
Yeah, boy, that would be a really hard thing to do. And that's still one of the unknowns. that would be a massive logistical challenge. I think anybody who, I started off in local news before I got here. So every year on election day, I was in those election, return centers where you see people counting votes, you see the election workers, God bless them, those volunteers. There is a lot of training and prep that goes into processing ballots, verifying voters. And when you see that work done, you do have more of an appreciation for it. I don't know what this would look like if tomorrow President Trump signed the bill into law and then, millions and millions and millions of voters would have to then re-register if that's the case. It just does seem like a logistical nightmare. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's certainly one of the several challenges between doing it now. If you pass it and say, okay, this applies now after the 2026 midterm, then you sort of allow a cushion to, for states to adjust.
And I don't want to put my tinfoil hat on here for a second, but any chance that if it passes, the president could say, well, we need to push the election back to make sure that we could get all this stuff done in time?
I think in this hypothetical of hypotheticals here, I think that would be a very hard sell for a whole bunch of reasons. Yeah. And, you've got Republicans, just like Democrats, waiting on these results of these elections. And I think it would take something more extraordinary than that to push. But we vote in the Civil War, they held elections without delay. So.
Very true. Joe Khalil, thank you so much for joining us and walking us through all of this. We appreciate it.
Of course. Great to be with you.
Well, here's what I know. Maybe we don't know what's going on with the elections, but I do know when it comes to your HVAC system, indoor comfort team heating and air conditioning, that is a team you can truly trust because they've been doing this since 1979. When a company's been around for that long, they're not doing just one thing right. They're doing something special to make sure customers are coming back year after year. And right now they have some great promotions going on. So if you haven't already, please take a look at Indoor Comfort Team Heating and Air Conditioning. They're a St. Louis local company. They're offering some fantastic promotions right now, like a free second opinion, meaning if somebody came out, maybe it's the company that you've been dealing with for years, and they said, look, you need a new system. Just have Indoor Comfort Team come out and give it a second look. They'll do that for free. They'll re-diagnose the system. They'll confirm whether the repair is truly necessary or if that entire replacement is actually needed. And they'll help you actually figure this all out because they're honest and they're trustworthy. Now, the other great thing is at Indoor Comfort, they're offering $2,000 off a brand new Train system with no interest financing, which is a great deal. So if you do need a new system, now's a great time to go with Indoor Comfort Team. And their VIP maintenance program it's only $19.99 and it is a must. So check them out and see why St. Louis has trusted Indoor Comfort since 1979. It's indoorcomfortteam.com. You can also call them at 314-894-8200.
I'm Jeff Zufall, Senior Tax Strategist and Wealth Advisor with Capital Advisory Group. Now, more than ever, having a tax strategy to protect and grow your wealth is an absolute must. Every Saturday, Josh Gilbert and I will discuss how you can keep what's yours, because the most important part of your wealth plan is your tax plan. That's Keep What's Yours this Saturday afternoon.
Capital Advisory Group presents Keep What's Yours with Jeff Zufall and Josh Gilbert this Saturday afternoon at 3 on the Big 550 KTRS.
You know that honey-do list isn't getting any shorter, and you got to make a dent into it. Can I recommend going somewhere to helping you out? Schnarr's Hardware. Schnarr's Hardware has 2 locations, one in Webster and one in Ladue. One great family, 2 great hardware stores. Schnarr's Hardware. When you walk in with that list, you say, okay, I think I know how to do this one, but these 3 I need help on. And you know what? The people behind the counter at Schnarr's Hardware, that's what they do best. They have the expertise, so they can help you with electrical, help you with plumbing, painting, really anything at Schnarr's Hardware. They're small, they're compact, but it's that friendly neighborhood hardware store that has been the way it's been here in America for years, right? You remember when your grandfather took you to the hardware store. That's Schnarr's Hardware. The popcorn and the advice are free. So when you go to Schnarr's Hardware, 2 locations in Webster and in Ladue. Don't forget about the website, schnarrshardware.com. So for all of your hardware needs and that honey-do list, Schnarr's Hardware, or schnarrshardware.com.
Look at our alums, the contributions that they have made throughout industries in the St. Louis region.
Terry Freerks, a graduate of the University of Missouri, St. Louis.
UMSL is embedded in the fabric of the St. Louis community. We're hands-on, and when our students graduate, they are definitely career ready, but maybe more importantly, they're career confident.
More is what moves us. Find your more at more.umsl.edu.
Kick off the season with a winning team. Choose Hackett Security to watch your home while you're watching the game. Hackett Security has a system to meet every budget. They are a locally owned national security company with on-site 24/7 UL listed monitoring. Visit HackettSecurity.com or call 314-432-4200. Who will be watching your home while you're watching the game? Hackett Security. They're looking out for you. 314-432-4200. HACKETT Security.com.
Due to the overwhelming success of Country Club Car Wash's summer sparkler promotion, they're extending it until further notice. At Country Club Car Wash, make sure it says country, you can buy 2 ultimate washes and get 2 free. That's a total of 4 ultimate exterior washes for only $52 at Country Club Car Wash. Or $92 gets you 4 ultimate exterior washes and 4 interior cleanings. Available in-store or online, cccwstl.com. Country Club Car Wash, cccwstl.com/summer-sparkler. CCWSTL.com.
The official birthplace of the toasted ravioli is
Mama's on the Hill.
And Mama's on the Hill serves the best in town. Mama's has been a mainstay on the Hill for decades and is still a family-run restaurant serving up great Italian food in a fun atmosphere. Open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner, and right in the heart of the Hill at Edwards and Bischoff. Delicious catering and party rooms too.
Mama's on the Hill.
Make reservations at 314-776-3100 and 24/7 at mamasonthehill.com.
At Midland, we know sometimes all it takes is a moment for an idea to spark, or to make it happen, a moment to find your dream, or build one, a moment to start your forever, or at least start planning for it. Whatever moments you have, Midland is here for them and can help you make them. Midland, brighter together. Visit us at midlandsb.com. Midland States Bank is member FDIC.
Are you retired? Are you thinking about retiring? Who is helping you with retirement? Might be time to check out the show When Retirement Happens, hosted by Kevin Lloyd of Legacy Wealth Advisors. Saturday at 1, Sunday at noon on the Big 550 KTRS.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore, but some days I sit and wish I was a kid again.
Well, Heidi and Bob, back in the day, on this date, July 17th, I got 2 in a row right here, and this is right up my alley. I'm obsessed with World War I. I used to be obsessed with World War II, and then I saw like every documentary about it that you could have, and so I transitioned into one.
You're going back to one.
The Great War is what it was called before they had the second one. The war to end all wars. But on this date, 1917, the British royal family changed their name. It was Saxe-Coburg-Gotha. Sounds very German, doesn't it, Bob?
It does.
Well, I think for the longest time they were intermarrying among,
all the different.
Queen Victoria married Prince Albert. Albert was German, and he brings his own last name over. Very German-sounding name. Well, guess what? In 1917, they were in a war against Germany, so the royal family changed their last name to Windsor.
I like it better.
Which it is now today.
Is Windsor, does it stand for anything? Does it date back to anything?
So the documentaries I saw said it's probably the most English name you could think of. Yeah. It's named after Windsor Castle, which is owned by the royals, in the town of Windsor, which is kind of like, a country estate.
So it's kind of like Mike Ward and wine. Where do you come from? That's your name.
So they changed it to Windsor. That's what it is today. And my question, we've done that story that the royal family doesn't need passports because, they're the ones that issue the passports. They don't need their own passport. They have diplomatic immunity. But on their driver's license, does it say, William Windsor? Does it say Harry Windsor? Does it say Charles Windsor?
That is very interesting. I'd love to know.
Elizabeth Windsor, the second. All right. And then exactly a year later, the King of England's cousin, Tsar Nicholas II, and the rest of his Russian royal family were executed by revolutionaries. Mm-hmm. This is the Anastasia story.
Yeah.
The Romanovs were the last imperial family of Russia. They transitioned into communism after that point with Lenin and then, Trotsky and all that stuff.
I thought it was Lenin and McCartney. different era.
They came along in the 60s.
Later.
But Tsar Nicholas reached out to the King of England at the time.
Get me out of here.
And said, cousin, take me in. They're going to murder us. And he had to make the hard decision to say, if I take them in, I might get an uproar with my citizens. And they might say, why are you bringing them in here? We're fighting a war.
Huh.
Russia had already bowed out of the war at that point because they had their own thing going on, obviously. And so the King of England denied entry to the Romanovs, and they were later executed.
Well, that's a tough call.
Basically signed their death note, So, and by the way, if you look at Tsar Nicholas II, and I believe it was King George the IV or Fifth, whatever, they are identical.
Really?
They both had these beards, and they used to swap uniforms and take pictures.
Because they look so much alike?
Because they look so much alike.
Okay, that is weird.
And last note on this, Kaiser Wilhelm, the leader of Germany at the time, fighting both of them, was also a cousin.
Because everybody was related back then.
They-
You didn't go too far away.
They married off their daughters. All three of those men had the same grandmother, Queen Victoria.
How about that?
Okay.
And he invented the Kaiser roll.
You know what? I think he probably did. Kaiser, obviously taken from Caesar.
Well done.
Czar, taken from Caesar as well. All right. That's the end of that. That was my indulgence.
Well done.
I'll give one to Bob. 1955, on this date, Disneyland opened in Anaheim, California.
I went in I think it was the summer of 1961.
Did you really?
That was my first trip.
61?
Yeah.
Not 71?
No, 61.
Wow. You guys packed the whole family up, went cross country?
Uh-huh.
How about that? Do you remember it?
Yes.
Oh,
it was great.
Gosh.
It was great.
1959, Billie Holiday passed away from a combination of alcoholism and heroin addiction.
That's a sad one.
The story of Billie Holiday, it was just a movie. Andra Day was in it. She's coming to...
She's fantastic. She'll be there Sunday night. And
she's in town
amazing.
This weekend. I want to see this movie now. This goes on to say a lot more about Billie Holiday, but it's a very intriguing story. I'd love to see this movie. The United States vs. Billie Holiday came out in 2021. 1967, Jimi Hendrix dropped out as the opening act for the Monkees.
Would they do like 5 shows or 5 weeks of shows?
7 tour dates.
7 dates.
Before Jimmy said, nuts to this, they were booing him.
No.
You got 5th graders like me wanting to go see the Monkees, and you got Jimi Hendrix, who was so far ahead of everyone.
Lighting his guitar on fire.
Yeah. But here's what's really interesting about that. He remained great friends with those guys, the Monkees. I think in particular Peter Tork.
Well, Peter was the one that was actually a musician, right? Or maybe that was Michael Nesmith. Yeah.
But they remained good friends, interestingly enough.
Well, it wasn't their fault.
No.
It was the 5th graders.
Jimmy, cover Last Train to Clarksville. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Can you imagine if he sat in on guitar? All the guys turn around and go,
What is this?
What's he doing? 1975, Apollo command module docked with the Russian Soyuz spacecraft for the very first time. 3 astronauts, 2 cosmonauts carried out 5 joint experiments. It was the first international partnership up in space. Bob, you also probably remember this. Heidi, you might too. 1984, on this date, Ronald Reagan signed the National Minimum Drinking Age Bill, raising the legal drinking age to 21.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody always, my parents even talk, we'd go over to Illinois and buy beer.
Yeah.
The Granary.
Oh,
Folks,
really?
Text in. Who went to the Granary and saw me over there drinking 3-2 beer?
What is the Granary? I need to know more about that.
And
it was just this cool, funky, it wouldn't be right to call it a bar. It was almost a rabbit warren of all these hallways and rooms and stuff. It was really a cool place.
And then 3-2 beer, they only allowed, that was the maximum, right? I mean, Heidi, you go.
That was the what you could drink.
3.2% alcohol instead of 4% or 5%.
4.5 or whatever.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay, so they would sell the 3.2 to the kids.
Yes.
You see how weird that sounds?
More or less correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very odd.
But in Missouri, was it?
Couldn't.
No. So you had to go to Illinois.
Yeah.
These are all the stories
They forced me.
Yeah. Well, at gunpoint,
Yeah.
made Bob get over there. Drink that 3-2 beer. And then finally on this date, 1999, as we head into traffic, Helen Hunt married Hank Azaria. The marriage, 99 of July, they divorced December of 2000. So everybody remembers them being together, but do you remember it was only a year and a half?
Yeah.
I wonder what was the demise.
Well, I wonder what was the connection in the first place.
Okay, fair enough. 5:34 on this Friday evening. Captain Paul, how's traffic? What's the commute look like?
Heidi, the roads are looking pretty good right now. We are accident-free. 70 West is slow between Wentzville Parkway and Route TW in Forestell. 64 East is jammed from a mile east of Illinois 157 to 159. And 5570 West is stop and go between Illinois 157 and Black Lane. This traffic report is brought to you by Westport Plaza. Don't miss the Westport Plaza Family Movie Night tonight for a free showing of the Disney classic Cars, face painting, concessions, stage show, and then the movie. The first 75 people to bring an unwrapped toy for families in need get a free Disney on Ice ticket. That's the free Family Movie Night tonight, presented by Royal Banks of Missouri. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Way to go for the USA! He has done it! What a goal!
It's time for a CarShield Sportsplex 2026 Summer of Soccer Update, presented by Royal Banks of Missouri and Ragazzi's.
Well, we've got two matches this weekend. The Ultimate Consolation Prize tomorrow, the third place game between England and France. And then we get to the main event on Sunday. It is Argentina and Spain. Messi, the Golden Boot leader right now, he's got 8 goals. He also has 4 assists, including the assist on the game winner against England just a couple of days ago. It all gets started Sunday afternoon. Our Summer of Soccer finale preview show tonight at 6, presented by Royal Banks of Missouri. This CarShield Sportsplex Summer of Soccer Update presented by Royal Banks of Missouri and Ragazzi's. Also brought to you by Alexander Hinton with American Family Insurance, Together Credit Union, Fairmount on Clayton, Altair Travel, and Gloria Lou at Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty on the Big 550.
This has been the CarShield Sportsplex 2026 Summer of Soccer Update on the Talk of St. Louis, the Big 550 KTRS.
Every great sports story starts somewhere. Maybe it's a game-winning goal on a Saturday morning, a breakaway with seconds left, the wins, the losses, the love of the game. Now those moments have a new home. The CarShield Sportsplex is bringing together youth soccer, youth hockey, and a place for athletes of all ages to play, compete, and grow. From first practices to championship dreams, the CarShield Sportsplex is built for the next generation of athletes. Visit CarShieldSportsplex.com for more information.
Ragazzi's, the oldest Italian-American restaurant on the hill, is your World Cup headquarters. Streaming every World Cup match live on all new TVs. Come watch a game and hold our own trophy, the world-famous 32-ounce Ragazzi's Fishbowl. All your classic Italian favorites served with flavor and hospitality that generations have loved. All the World Cup action this summer at Ragazzi. And don't miss Ragazzi's Christmas in July. Buy a $100 gift card and receive a $20 free gift card. Buy a $50 gift card and receive a $10 free gift card. In-house and online at ragazzis.com.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood, St. Louis.
It's the GOAT! The greatest of all trade-in events at HW Kia. Bring your trade now and get up to $5,000 over book value for it. If your trade is old, tired, stinky, or being held together by duct tape and a prayer, HW Kia wants it. Paid off or not, bring that old goat in to HW Kia. Then drive home a new HW Kia K4 for just $189 a month. Yes, only $189 a month on a 24-month lease. It's the HW Kia GOAT event. The greatest of all trade-in events. Get up to $5,000 over book value for your trade now. New K4, just $189 a month. HW Kia in the heart of West County on Manchester Road. And remember, Big D wants to see ya in an HW Kia. Start now at hwkia.com. With approved credit to well-qualified buyers through Kia Finance. 2026 K4, $36.95 due at signing. Discount includes $850 in lease cash. 10,000 miles per year. No security deposit. Plus tax, title, license, and admin. Fee expires 7/31/26.
Every summer, homeowners make plans. A new grill, a backyard project, a family vacation. But what about the upgrades you'll enjoy every single day? If your windows are drafty, difficult to open, or your entry and patio door has seen better days, now is the perfect time to make a change. Renewal by Andersen makes replacing windows and doors simple with beautifully crafted products, professional installation, and a customer experience that's second to none. And right now, you'll save big. Get $1,000 off your patio or entry door purchase and take $400 off each replacement window. All you have to do is call 877-WINDOWS or visit renewalbyanderson.com. Again, that's 877-WINDOWS or visit renewalbyanderson.com. Renewal by Andersen. Superior products, exceptional service.
At Maryville University, we power dreams, not just degrees. For nearly 150 years, we've empowered graduates to build successful careers. At Maryville, expect a rigorous, technology-driven, mentor-inspired education in a diverse and inclusive learning environment. We help you take it to the next level, no matter what field you choose. Now is the time to turn your ambition into action and transform your dream into reality. Start your journey at maryville.edu.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
All right, we got some texters that are jumped in, and they're talking about Bolt the Granary. Someone else mentions Vanzo's and all the other Chain of Rocks bars. You cross the Chain of Rocks Bridge, go over to Illinois, you drink 3-2, and you drive back.
Not a good thing, by the way.
No.
I would not advise it.
No, not a good thing.
But come on, good memories though. If you look back,
Pretty good.
it's what. Okay.
Somebody else mentioned Granary and some taverns in Dupo, Illinois.
I think that was all in that area. I don't remember exactly. It was a long
Granary,
time.
not greenery. I thought at first you said greenery.
No, granary.
No, like a
I
grain
guess it had
silo.
something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then somebody, after my own heart, Bob knows how much of a Royals nut I am. Someone said when Prince William was in the military, his name tag said Wales. So I
Prince of Wales.
I looked it up, and when he was in the military, he used the surname Wales. But this is what online says: broader royal family name is required. He signs Mountbatten Windsor. Mountbatten coming from
That's a long signature.
What was
It
Prince?
sure is.
What was the Queen Elizabeth's husband's name? Prince Philip. Philip is Mountbatten, and she's Windsor. So they've taken Mountbatten.
Well, I wonder
Windsor.
what Harry signs these days.
I think he could just
Harry,
put Prince
Harry Markle,
or he just put spare on there.
maybe.
Whatever
Yeah,
she
good one.
says.
Yeah,
Yes.
whatever she says. All right. Well, when you're doing your taxes, guys, believe it or not, we're everything's equal these days. We're trying to, raise the wage of women and make sure that they have an equal footing.
It's about time.
Both in business and outside and whatever. But the IRS will still put the husband first. Isn't that a little
What do you
sexist?
mean?
Like when you fill out everything, they will put the husband's name on top. Even if you send it in
The other way
and you
around.
put the wife's name, it might get kicked off to the side and stuck in limbo.
That's
because
interesting.
Jeff says every tax season, he says, I know it sounds sexist. I know it's stupid,
Well, it is.
but put the
It doesn't sound. It is.
I want to know what happens when Heidi files her taxes.
I'd like to know now too. We'll ask Jeff next time.
We'll have to ask Jeff next time, but that is the way that it works currently. We'll find out about Heidi's taxes. But if you want more information like that, and I guess I should say more useful things, tune in Saturday. Oh, if you don't want your taxes stuck in limbo, put the husband's name first. Tune in to Keep What's Yours with Jeff and Aaron. I'm going to start over.
Okay. Ready? Take two.
Because that is the show right after the yard sale. That's the third mention of the yard sale on the show today. Tune in tomorrow, 7 to 9 a.m. Keep What's Yours with Jeff Zufall. And you know how I know that show? Because I'm on it too. And you can call them 636-394-5524 or go to the website, Capital Advisory Group, capitaladvisorygrp.com. Find out about your taxes. Find out about your wealth. He can tell you what to get into. He can tell you what to get out of and what your tax liability is going to be on all of it because he is both the tax advisor and your wealth advisor. And it really pays off to have one person do both. Capital Advisory Group, capitaladvisorygrp.com.
Well, let's talk a little entertainment before we let you go on this Friday. And I'm pretty upset about this one. Chloe Fineman is saying goodbye to SNL after 7 seasons. I thought she was one of the best.
Terrific.
She wrote on social media, it's really hard to leave SNL, but it does feel like the right time. I'm going to miss it a lot, but the people who work there are my family, and that place is my home. I'll never be too far away. I mean, 7 seasons is a good run. I just think, man, especially after losing Bo and Yang, and it's just, I mean, I know there's always the next person.
There's always the next crew that comes in. It's a transition always. We were watching the Today Show this morning, and they were showing she was great at accents. She was great in impressions.
Oh, so good.
And my wife and I said, I think her Drew Barrymore is
so good.
almost, scarily uncanny. But my favorite was when she was doing those neutral commercials. And she was doing
so weird.
The one with the umlaut.
Yeah, so weird. I think the next star is going to be Ashley Padilla.
Yeah, I agree. I think she's
real
great. Yeah, I think she's great. Jelly Roll and Bunny XO have finalized their divorce after 10 years of marriage. They will be splitting items, including their homes, cars, aircraft, and their intellectual properties. Jelly will also make a one-time confidential lump sum payment to her, so there'll be no alimony claims to be made in court.
How did that happen so quickly?
I don't know. I guess if both people agree and you agree to what each person is getting.
Can you agree to a one lump payment?
Anyway, details from Taylor Swift's wedding are still hard to come by, but apparently Avril Lavigne sang Skater Boy, and other musicians also got up and performed.
Whoa.
Don't you want to know who took that stage? Because I do.
I mean, I need the visual. I need to know if there was a stage and a dance floor and, was the Knicks court still there?
No, it's not there. I can promise you that, because they don't want high heels on that court.
Yep.
Nobody is going to scratch that court, Josh.
It'd be fun to dance on the Knicks hardwood right after the championship.
Okay. If it will be replaced next year.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. Matt Damon says Ben Affleck is, quote, one of the great loves of my life. He says that they're the only ones who believed in each other in the beginning. And I kind of love that. I love a good bromance.
They seem to kind of drift apart, or maybe on purpose to establish.
Well, I don't know that they drift apart. We don't know what they're doing.
We don't know. Yeah, but maybe to establish their own identities in Hollywood.
And they have.
Maybe.
But then they've come back together on the Nike, that last Duel movie. So you realize, they were still friends the whole time.
That's great.
Yeah. I love a great story about celebs with weird connections. And get this, when Kerry Washington was 8 years old, Jennifer Lopez was her dance teacher at the Boys and Girls Club.
Whoa.
That's
Isn't that
so
crazy?
weird. Yeah.
I know. I think it is too.
Have we talked about Messi and
No.
the kid
And
from Spain?
Let me tell you something. I thought that was a meme. I thought they were making fun of the age difference. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, this is real.
Yeah.
This really happened.
Lamine Yamal, which I want to say he's 19 years old. He's currently
Probably.
19. Like 18 years ago, they were doing a photo shoot for the Barcelona team calendar, and it benefited children's causes. And a really young Messi, like a 20-year-old Messi,
Yes.
was posing with this baby, and the baby happens to be one of the star players on the Spanish football team.
Unbelievable.
Which is crazy. I read something that the photographer was saying like you have this 20-year-old guy who's like, what am I doing with this baby? But that he was really good, really patient, really shy, and that the mom, was really great about it. But I mean, that is a $700 million, maybe $1 billion lottery ticket. To have both of them in that picture?
It would be like if LeBron, his rookie season, took a photo with Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah. So true. That is nuts to me. How about this? This is also crazy. Mark Hamill's lightsaber from The Empire Strikes Back just sold for $3.75 million at auction. It sets a new record for a screen-use Star Wars prop. Now, this is the lightsaber that Mark Hamill used in the Empire Strikes Back during the face-off with Darth Vader. When
Spoiler
Vader...
alert. Don't spoil it.
Really?
Well,
people have surely seen this. When Vader
that's the
cuts
scene where
his hand off.
He says, "Oh no, Luke, I am your father." Yeah.
Is that really? We always get that mixed up. Anyway, the lightsaber was sold with a fake hand that severs at the wrist, and it was designed after Mark's own hand.
Oh,
how about that?
Which is also
Does it have
really
his fingerprints on it?
Probably. The previous record for a Star Wars prop was held by Darth Vader's lightsaber, which sold for $3.65 million that was last September. Disney is bringing back the Mickey Mouse Club, and don't forget Justin Timberlake, Britney Spears, Ryan Gosling, Christina Aguilera, and Kerry Russell, who I think people forget were all in the club.
And Annette Funicello.
Well, yes, go further back. William Shatner's writer for his metal show at Chicago's Riot Fest, this is so ridiculous, includes a DeLorean for transportation, a bowl of sauerkraut ready to eat, and for the city to rename a boat after him so he can captain a ship again. I hope this is a joke.
That's hilarious.
Hey, that DeLorean's going to smell pretty ripe. With the sauerkraut in it.
Oh, very. All right, let's do a couple birthdays.
We only have time for two, so I'm going to do a pair.
Oh.
See how you do. Think Europe. Mike Ward is going over to Europe. Let's go a little north of him and go to Germany.
Oh, boy.
Two dates, whoever can, or two birthday ages. The first female chancellor of Germany, Angela Merkel. And the shining knight of the fatherland, David Hasselhoff.
Oh, God.
I mean, he's American, right?
Well, he's beloved.
I think he probably has a German passport. They've probably given him citizenship. Are they? They're not the same age.
They're not the same age.
Okay.
I'm
Merkel.
going to say David.
Yeah.
Okay.
Heidi, you go first.
I'm going to say David Hasselhoff is 73.
Okay.
I'm going to say Merkel, 69.
Okay.
Merkel is 67 and the Hoff is 75.
It's a dead tie. You both missed on Merkel. She's 72. David Hasselhoff is 74.
Oh,
you were all over it.
You're so close.
We just hovered over it. That is your evening entertainment report here on the Big 550 KTRS. All All right, it's about 8 minutes before 6 o'clock. Let's get one final check of traffic with Captain Paul.
Heidi, not much happening on the roads right now, just a few slow spots. 64 East bogs down at 170. In Illinois, 64 East is congested from a mile east of 157 to 159. And 5570 West is stop and go between Illinois 157 and Black Lane. This traffic report is brought to you by Westport Plaza. Don't miss the Westport Plaza Family Movie Night tonight for a free showing of the Disney classic Cars, face painting, concessions, stage show, then the movie. The first 75 people to bring an unwrapped toy for families in need get a free Disney on Ice ticket. That's the free Family Movie Night tonight, presented by Royal Banks of Missouri. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
As we enter into the summer months, you might be thinking windows and doors. Yeah, and where are you going to go? You have lots of options when it comes to windows and doors. Let me tell you about a St. Louis company that everybody should know about. It's called WSWindow.net. It's run by Larry Thornton and his son, Joe. And they've been selling windows and doors in St. Louis for 38 years. They do most of their work with a handshake and a smile. There is no high-pressure sales. There is no jacking up the prices and then try and bring you down as they demand some type of signature on the dotted line. They'll shake your hand and say, we hope to hear from you. And they have been successful. They've beat the big boys at their games for all these many years because they do it right. They have long-time installers, long-time employees. The Window Store. If you need windows, if you need doors, you want a great price, and you want to keep it in the St. Louis family. That's Larry and Joe Thornton. The Window Store. WSWindow.net. WSWindow.net.
Looking for your next favorite place? Head to Big Chief's Roadhouse on historic Route 66 in Wildwood. Relax on the beautiful patio, discover the hidden speakeasy, and enjoy fresh garden-to-table flavors straight from Big Chief's own gardens. Whether it's lunch, dinner, or drinks with friends, there's something for everyone. Visit BigChiefSTL.com, call 636-458-3200, or stop by today and experience one of Route 66 true dining destinations at Big Chief Roadhouse on Route 66.
This July, we celebrate our nation's 250 years of independence and the anniversary of the One Big Beautiful Bill. As a small business owner, you understand the freedom and independence that comes from owning your own business. Hi, I'm Jeff Zufall, Senior Tax Strategist and Wealth Advisor at Capital Advisor Group and the author of the 2 #1 best-selling books on taxes, Keep What's Yours and Keeping What's Yours. We're celebrating 50 years helping small businesses maintain their independence by minimizing their financial risk to their business, reducing their tax liability, and growing their wealth with strategic tax planning. If you're relying on investment advice from someone who isn't familiar with strategic tax planning and you feel like you might be paying more than your fair share in taxes, give us a call. 636-394-5524. That's 636-394-5524 or online at capitaladvisorygrp.com.
All right, let's wrap this Friday up with a couple randoms.
Flight attendants in Brazil have required training in rainforest survival techniques just in case a flight crashes in the Amazon.
Okay.
Better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
I guess. All right, you guys, I am heading off to root on the Indiana Fever. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, not just today, but all week long. Hopefully, you'll meet us back in studio Monday at 3 o'clock. And until then, see if you can put a smile on somebody's face.
I'm Farmer Dave, and here's my good friend and owner of MasterCars Inc., Alex Rosenberger, with today's hot MasterCars Inc. deals.
Hey, thanks, Farmer Dave. We didn't get the nickname the St. Louis Corvette Kings by accident. We've specialized in Corvettes for over 30 years, and I need more. You have one for sale? Especially C6, C7, and Classic Corvettes. I'm an immediate buyer for very clean, low-mile examples. Hop on our site, MastercarsInc.com, or give us a call to submit what you have. We'll even come to you if we have to. Owe money on it? Don't worry. We'll make the payoff and pay your equity right on the spot. This has been a fantastic Corvette summer, and I want to keep it rolling.
So rev that motor and point your car in the direction of MasterCars Inc. and buy or sell today. 4100 Namioki Road in Granite City, or visit MastercarsInc.com to get more details. That's MastercarsInc.com.
Are you looking for a deck? I am. And you know who I turn to? Outdoor Living and Pat Leahy. They've been a sponsor for a long time, and they've done some other projects for me, but this one's the big one. It's going to have metal framing, composite decking, and when it's all said and done, he's going to put a 50-year warranty on it.